Alright, check this out.
Check this out.
Oh my god!
Oh, your cock?
You guys...
Because you stood up. Because you stood up. But I think to start things off, we should probably talk about what's been going on with us, how's life and stuff like that. Probably should save you last, TrueUnderDawg, right? Because TrueUnderDawg.
Sure, that's fine.
Right, because you got the most interesting. You got the elephant in the room, basically. Oh wait, Snake's raising his hand. Does that mean he wants to go first? Is that?
I'm just tensing my fingers.
I like your Wesker gloves, or like your Terry Bogard gloves. Those look pretty sick. Those are hard to find nowadays. Fingerless gloves.
Yeah, they look really good, actually, indeed. And I do like how
I was such a nerd back in the day that I had my mom buy me like regular gloves when I was a kid, and I had her like cut the fingers off so I could have Terry Bogard fingerless gloves because the Fatal Fury movie was out. And I wanted to be Terry Bogard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Jesus!
Peter! Yeah, Terry has great quotes. And also,
Okay.
I have noticed now that we are going with the double sunglasses combo here, which is pretty sweet, pretty nice, yeah.
I don't have any with me, and I refuse to get up because I'm a lazy shit right now, so I'm just going to do what I will, but I guess I could just have Isaac Clarke with me. Hello, Isaac.
Oh, look at that!
Do you want to be a part of the stream? He is super old. I've had. Looks like he's holding his crotch. I swear he's not. It's just like the most convenient pose to put him in. There we go.
I've got the Dead Space 2 one. Got that
cool.
way back in the day.
You got his badass one then.
and like you press a button on his back and like the visor would light up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
I think my health pack used to light up, but he's probably out of batteries. But
Oh
this used to light
no!
up his
He's
back
just dead.
and his
He's low
headpiece.
HP. He's dead already. That's why.
Well, yeah, like sure enough, it presses in right here on his back, so it definitely meant to light up back in the day.
Yeah, exactly the same.
I
I actually had this boy with me on my live stream when I was playing Dead Space. I had him with me when I got scared. He was my my giant PewDiePie ripoff. When he had Stefano, I had Isaac whenever a really scary moment happened. I still haven't gotten very far into that game, but they did a good job like adding some fun stuff to classic levels. That way, even if you're like a person like me who's beaten the game 5 times, you're still like, oh shit, this has never happened before. So that's really interesting.
Interestingly,
Yeah.
like I wanted to ask you after that live stream or like on a podcast, it's like, would you recommend the remake or just go play the original? Actually,
You gotta do the remake. There's
Okay,
some stuff
okay.
that's taken out of the original that's very minor that I don't like, but that's because I'm a big boomer when it comes to remakes.
Yeah,
I want
I
them
can
to be
understand
a one-for-one remake, but just look better and play better. That's what I want. And they do change some things. Like when you get certain weapons is changed, and they took out that moment where this one chick is like schizophrenic and she's just talking to ghosts and she's blind and she's cradling a dead body. They cut that out, and that's just a soldier, like a female soldier who's like, we tried to hold them back, and she just dies. I hated that change, but no one I've seen is like complaining about it, so I guess I'm just a weird boomer.
I can
There's also a
understand,
gender-neutral bathroom, which everyone's freaking out over. I guess that's the bigger news. I don't think it matters at all.
yeah.
I've heard
that
about
was
that.
a bigger deal.
Heard about that, yeah.
Like, who the fuck cares?
It's literally
And we already
like
know about
a
the,
sign in a like 1,000
Yeah.
like, out of 1,000 things. It's like, oh, can't take my eyes off that now.
And it's the future. It would definitely probably be there. And
Yeah.
also, Snake already made the amazing joke that we're saving Isaac Clarke's mom instead of his girlfriend in the new game, which I found very funny. Only because Isaac Clarke, I knew I'd be fucking right about this, so you'll never see this random Twitter guy that was arguing really vehemently at me, and you draw Steven
I
Universe
actually did,
porn in
but
your
yeah.
free time.
I did. I remember that.
I told that man that like I will laugh really hard if Isaac Clarke looks younger in the remake, because they made Nicole look her actual age, or a bit older, honestly, like in the new game. Whereas in the original, she looked way too young for her established age. But it's the future, so maybe that's possible, right? Like, I don't think that I look 30, but I'm almost 30. By like, if you go back 50 years, I probably look like a 13-year-old with just facial hair, because they look really old when they were 18, you know? It could be possible to look that young when you're like 30 or whatever, or 38, whatever age Nicole is. But Isaac is supposed to be like almost 50, and he looks like he's fucking 30 in the remake. He looks younger still, which is a running joke.
He looks like Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 7 or something, a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
The kind of
he just looks even better than the first game, which is funny because in the first game he actually looked his age. He looked like he was a mid-40s man. He had like gray.
I saw the comparison
and stuff. He's got like beautiful brown hair in the new one. Like he has like no gray at all, and his hair doesn't. Before he had like a shaved head, and now it looks like he actually has hair. Which they're probably just flexing their technology, right? They're flexing their graphics, so they gave him hair and shit. But it's just so funny. He looks like handsomer than ever, and it's a running joke that in every game Isaac looks younger. That was like a running gag that he was Benjamin Button. Not from the developers, but like the fans just notice that he gets hotter in each game. So it's funny how he looks younger, but for some reason Nicole has to look her age. I just found that kind of funny. Yeah. But it's not that big of a deal.
Honestly, yeah. Because like I think that has been a pretty big discourse before the game came out, and it's just like, come on, there's like way more cool things to talk about for Dead Space and stuff.
And to be devil's advocate against myself, Nicole has always looked like the voice actress. So in the first game, she looks like the voice actress. That's why she's so young despite like her age. And then in Dead Space 2, she looks immediately different because they for some reason got a new voice actress. I'm sure there's a reason, but she looked immediately different. So it makes sense why in the new Dead Space, she still reflects her voice actress because, you know, that's how it's always been. We're just lucky that Gunnar Wright, who plays Isaac Clarke, is a handsome devil, so he's always going to look great as Isaac Clarke.
I appreciate that they not only decided to make Isaac speak in this game, unlike in the original, whereas in the sequels he did, so it was always weird that he just suddenly starts talking like this was fucking Saints Row. But also, they actually kept the old voice actor who's been with the character through Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3, Dead Space 3 DLC, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. He's back.
About that.
And
that's great.
And from what I've heard, he's doing just as well as he always did.
I'm so glad that you reminded me that Isaac Clarke is in that Battle Royale game, or like, what is it called again?
It's a Smash Bros. Clone, not a Battle Royale clone. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
All-Stars, not Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Is it Battle Royale? It says that for the title? Okay, good.
I forgot, sorry.
Well, then fuck you for correcting me, you asshole.
No, it's not a Battle Royale game. That's what I mean.
I know. But it's in the title. So basically, I'm glad you reminded me of that because I watched recently a clip from that game. I never played it, but there's so many interesting interactions for like the fight your rival cutscenes. And Isaac Clarke straight up bumps into like Zeus from God of War and catches the lightning bolt with his telekinesis. And Isaac Clarke's never seemed fucking cooler than in that like cutscene. I was like, dude, Isaac Clarke actually God tier status confirmed?
A great video to watch is a recent one by Godzilla Mendoza, who's a friend of mine. He did this video about all of Isaac's appearances in other games. I saw that
thumbnail.
I've heard
that was a good looking thumbnail. It's very catchy.
It's a good video. It's wild because you look at it. So not only is Isaac like an expert golfer, he also is on par with. He's on par with the king of the gods. He can catch his lightning bolt with kinesis. He can skate. He's quite adept at skating. And he also goes to hell to save Beatrice in Dante's Inferno. And it's like, just and then there's My Sims. Don't forget My Sims when he shows up in that. You're like, what? Why? Little Big Planet? What's going on?
Don't forget he can do the gritty now because he just got added into Fortnite.
Yeah, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah, he
goodness.
did. For when the game came out, Dead Space, so they also added him into Fortnite.
So I hope that it's his Dead Space like level 3 costume. Is it like his iconic one with the 3 slits?
I'd assume. I
on the helmet.
I think so.
Well, because everyone loves his Dead Space 2 costume a lot too, so I wouldn't be shocked if he got that one. But to me, the first one's always had a special place in my heart because it looks like an actual just an engineer guy.
Well, if you only had one design to promote the remake, it would have to be one of the ones from the first game.
Yeah, I would assume so.
I'd just make
so
sense.
I'm not
the only company that wouldn't do that would be like with NetherRealm. Like if Scorpion showed up in Fortnite, it wouldn't be MK12. It'd be like MK2.
Yeah, definitely.
Or like just weird like that.
That would be so easy
game,
for them.
PlayStation
just put
All-Stars, because they had go ahead.
I was gonna say just put like an MK123 version of Scorpion, and then bam, you have Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Smoke, Ermac, Reptile, like all the ninjas just change their color. It would have been so easy to do that.
True.
I feel like they were gonna go that angle.
The same logic that dictates half the DLC costumes in any NetherRealm MK game.
Ayo.
It's just so easy.
Here's Isaac Clarke. I don't know which version this is because I'm not the Dead Space expert here.
Yeah, that's his classic costume.
All right, nice.
Because it doesn't start out exactly like that because it gets like more little bits added on as you upgrade it.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm.
So that's like the final like ultimate version, I think. One of the funny things is that you look at the suits in like the suits in Dead Space 2 and 3, like the ones on the covers, they're like late game ones.
So they're kind of
Like, you don't
spoilery.
get them until near the end.
That is true. You're right. Because in Dead Space 2, you spend a long time in like a knockoff version of the level 3 suit.
I can't.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's the same with Metroid series too. It's like the Metroid series. You start off as the weakest version of Samus, so it's like really, really
you
like
get like little like Prime. You get like the little flat shoulders, and then you get like but on the cover it's like the big round ones, and that's like late game.
yeah.
Oh my god, I'm looking at this image.
Yes.
Are you telling me that he glides with the Ishimura? Is that his kite, like in Fortnite, whatever they call the thing that you glide with? Does he glide with a tiny little Ishimura?
I mean, okay, on the image.
I think so.
Oh no. So the left one is his weapon, and then the two other ones are back blings. So you put it on his back. They're both the back
Oh,
bling. Yeah, you
damn
have
it.
two.
I was hoping that he floated with I was hoping that his little kite that you float with, it was
That
the
would've been
actual
so good.
Ishimura, but just small.
Let me see. Usually they might say
Missed
I
opportunity.
don't know. Wait, what was I talking about
I also find it hilarious that like it's canon they have the back thing that everyone can see. Like, what is the benefit of you not being able to see your own health?
Well,
I guess you'd be a schizophrenic.
I have heard people say like that's a back bling, so you can wear that, and also it will react to like your health bar. So it's like, oh, if you're low in HP, it will become red
That's
too.
so cool.
And it's like that's cool, but
I
at the
like
same
it.
time, isn't that advantageous for your opponents to know that your health is low?
I want them to know. I want them. I want the challenge. I
Yeah.
want them to see that I'm at death's door. Samurai mentality, you know, it's like, show me fear, give me a challenge.
You lull them in with low health and the promise of an easy kill, but then like you turn it around and take them out and punish them for their hubris.
Ayo. That's
That is
Sonic,
the
quick,
that is the
do
Isaac
it.
Clarke way.
Sonic, quick, do an edit of call an ambulance, but not for me.
Not for
and it's like
me.
got the little PNGs of Isaac Clarke. He has like
Yeah.
a little helmet, he has a little plasma.
for sure. I'll keep it mental to do that here.
Don't actually, that's
And
too
then-
much effort.
And then he just then he's just one of those big like deep throated roars that he does.
You're the stomps. Every time he has to shout that, just stomping.
Like, he would be so good in an MK game.
Yeah,
He's such
I was
a good
thinking that
guest.
too.
I mean,
It'll never happen,
know-
but it would be
I've heard
cool.
about that, yeah.
You know, people would moan about him being a zoner, but he could be so cool. Like he just does the teleslam with his kinesis, and then he can put you in stasis, and then at one fatality he's just stomping you, going,
Just stomping you.
Just keep stopping. To be fair, they could make it like Happy Chaos from Guilty Gear, where he's forced to actually reload after like 6 shots. That way he'd be an interesting kind of zoner. And the plasma pistol doesn't fire very fast, so it could be a fair kind of like matchup. Yeah, he'd be a really fun character. Like, he fits so well, but I just don't think that he has the popularity. If Mortal Kombat 12 had got announced like earlier, then it totally could have happened because the remake would still be fresh in people's minds and stuff. But I think it's too late. I think he missed the window.
Maybe.
But
Yeah,
hey,
a good point.
maybe
yeah.
we get the Dream DLC. We got 2B in Soul Calibur, and that game was dead as fuck for like 4 years, and we still got her in the game. Now it's back bigger than ever because for some reason they made an anime on it like 10 years after. But you know,
And don't forget, that Soul Calibur DLC of 2B actually had an impact on future near collaborations because her alternate colour palette became its own character for the Final Fantasy XIV collaboration.
Oh, that's interesting.
it is a good alt.
It's
It's pretty hot.
2P. Get it? Put like 2P player 2, 2B at heart, and she's called 2P. It's a separate character, and she's a villain.
And what do you call
Because
it?
Yoko Taro is insane.
Yeah,
He's an insane
She's a villain?
person.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, they made the alternate the villain. Cool.
Yeah.
that is very
Fair enough.
interesting. Fun fact, by the way. So 2P is like player 2, right? That's what it means. Maybe I'm explaining too much, and you guys already know about this. But do you know what the 2P color is?
You mean how it's the inverse of the normal color palette?
Sort of, but at the same time, it's also a way of expressing, being like, oh, now this character has completely changed into this color, and in Chinese we call it a piece, which basically is like the 2P color. So it's like saying, oh, here's the alternate color or version of this character, and we say this all the time when we're watching JoJo, because like characters constantly will change colors when they're like in their inner minds, like, oh, 2P color, and stuff like that. So that's a bit of a joke that I remember there.
That is cool. All I know is that in the doujinshi, or whatever they call that, they loved her alternate color. It was used quite a lot, that player 2, in the doujinshi.
Interesting knowledge. Will not ask where you got the source.
Have fun Googling that, you non-weebs. Have fun. What do you mean where I got the source? I've explained before that I'm a very horny individual, and I will just look for stuff.
You should
Even if I'm not in the mood, I'll just look for art of weird shit and just see what pops up. Also, when you look for thumbnails, you find stuff too. Like, just when you find funny stuff, you find awkward AF thumbnails. Funny enough, because of YouTube's new crackdown recently on all the inappropriate stuff, if you go back to some of your old videos that had an inappropriate thumbnail, like cleavage or something, you may find it's just gone. Like, they may just taken your thumbnail away and chosen a default screenshot from the game. Yeah,
interesting.
From the video.
Maybe
They'll just take it away.
Huh. That is interesting. I like to take a mental note to know what happened to which one of my videos, and to like whether or not I can change them or not. Out of all the videos that I got like problematic, that were kind of big, was the only one that happened to mine was the Devora sucks video. And the only reason that video got demonetized, it's actually remonetized now because I had to censor it, was there was one joke I made which was like Devora has sucked every single like big final boss in the whole entire game. Like every single one of them, she has like basically did that just to like, you know, like be her basically. And when I was doing that, I was playing over the that one meme video of the lady who's like how to like do a blowjob with like the grapefruit thing. I don't know if you remember that. And I just gotta play that
funny.
over, and then that's the reason I got demonetized. So I censored that.
Dude, the people who review these videos are so fucking sensitive. Like, it's just a sound effect is why you got it. Like,
I showed the clip, but even then, it's like, so
they probably just thought it was the real deal and didn't see the grapefruit. Maybe, I don't know.
I forgot
that's ridiculous.
If it was a dildo or not, but I don't think so. I think it was just like the kind of like sound, and that's it.
I just realized that Devora is Starscream of Mortal Kombat, but if Starscream killed off main characters. Because, like you said, she just kisses ass to the big bad.
Or Starscream had zero charisma.
Ayo.
True.
Because Starscream is fun. Devora has like no personality. She's just we kill for the hive.
Okay, I gotta.
Which is just her.
Starscream, is this a Transformer character?
Yeah, he's the big triangle who turns into a jet.
Okay, are you guys talking about the cartoon or the Michael Bay movie one?
Oh,
the cartoons.
Basically all of them.
Yeah, true. You're right. He has a personality in the Michael Bay films.
Yeah. It's common practice in Transformers for Starscream to betray or try to betray Megatron, or if Megatron dies, which he often does, he'll try and take over, and everyone's like, yeah, I guess. So the Megatron will come back and kick his ass.
Yeah, I see him now. I kind of remember what he did in the Michael Bay movies too, indeed.
Ironically, he was one of the longest surviving characters technically in the old continuity, because even though he was dead, he came back in Beast Wars as a ghost.
Nice. That's interesting.
So he outlived everyone, even though he was dead.
And in Starscream's defense, like, Megatron is canonically very strong. Like, it's hard to beat him in the 1v1. So,
yeah.
Starscream's defense.
I will say, this is kind of interesting. I never knew you two were pretty big Transformer fans. This is...
I want to say big. I'm a very casual Transformers fan.
Unless we're talking Transformers Armada, I'm also very casual, because I watched the shit out of Transformers Armada, but that's a weird kind of spin-off show, because it's kind of a pseudo-reboot, but they replaced certain characters, like Bumblebee's replaced by, like, Hotshot, I think is his name, but he's clearly just Bumblebee. Yeah. And they added the really cool character, though, who's like a Decepticon and an Autobot, which if you're a kid was super cool with the toy, because you can change his symbol on his chest, because he plays both sides. And then, of course, we had the epic Unicron fight where, like, Optimus Prime and Megatron are having an actual death battle inside of Unicron. And the actual episode, I'm not making this up, the final episode is called Mortal Kombat.
Oh!
Like, just straight up.
That's kind of cool.
But there's no K. But still, it's really on the nose to call it Mortal Kombat.
Indeed,
and it's got one of the more graphic scenes, because they're oil. They're not, powered by blood. But still, they probably pushed the limits of what was allowed on TV, because Optimus Prime is like beating the shit out of Megatron, but then Megatron pulls like a last minute hidden switchblade, which he actually has in the toy. He has like a little Assassin's Creed blade. He pulls that out and he cuts Optimus all the way up the middle, like through here, to which he falls back onto the ground and like blood just goes everywhere, but it's oil. But I was still like, shit, that's pretty crazy to show someone just get cut open down the middle like that. He survives, by the way.
Of course.
But it was just really like crazy that he gets like cut open like that. It's like, damn.
Yeah, I love kid content that doesn't have red blood, so they can go crazy with how violent they want to go. I forgot specifically which one did it pretty good too, but yeah.
It sure is a shame YouTube won't allow us to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I actually
that sure would be nice.
That actually was one of the topics I saved up. Like we might be talking about because TrueUnderDawg made the statement, the very big video that calling out YouTube and also getting everybody together kind of video. So that was like one of those things that I always love talking about YouTube policies. It's always a very interesting like topic for like discussion and stuff. So what?
It's such a shame though, because if I hadn't gotten well, it was already one of my videos that was planned, but before I got hijacked. And it's a shame because since I got hijacked, I've had to kind of build my views back up because I've been reinserted into the YouTube algorithm. So I'm having to like build my views back up to where I can get like shared more by YouTube. You see, kids, YouTube's a bit unfair in that way. It's a lot like being rich, like money makes money. If you get views, then like your views make views because YouTube shares your videos more.
Yeah.
So like the rich get richer. But right now I'm kind of back at ground zero. So I think if I had been at my usual strength power level, that video would have easily reached like 50,000 views by now. But instead it's stuck at like 36,000 or something because I'm still in my weakened state.
I see.
Yeah. But then again, I think the Mortal Kombat YouTubers might just be getting hit hard right now because even people who I check on, kind of like my little rivals, they're also in a bad spot right now and they weren't hijacked. So I'm wondering if Mortal Kombat just got it rough right now because it's hard to get views on stuff.
True. I think it's also because just not much has been going on Mortal Kombat. So it's like, well, I think we'll be slowly coming back a bit more after the 12th game comes out. But sorry, what's up, Snake? What you got?
But you know, I just earlier today, just about an hour or so ago, I released my my reaction to the MK12 news as a short.
Yeah, just saw that.
I don't know if it's just one of the weird eccentricities of how shorts work. 'Cause like with shorts, you can't change the thumbnail after it goes live for some reason. But so there's weird things about how it works. So it could be related to that. But when it was going through processing still, and I chose to monetize it, and it said like, it's not monetized. You need to get it like a review. And I was like, why? There's no swearing in the video. There's no footage or anything. I'm thinking it must have been the tags, because the tags are Mortal Kombat 12, and demonetization. So I'm thinking it may have been the tags or the title saying Mortal Kombat that may have affected it. It's possible it's just a quirk of the short system because it's broken and stupid.
It is very new.
It's also possible, but it's also possible that it is actually that YouTube's cracking down on to help them find this stuff.
Well,
because it just feels weird that so many people are like just suddenly dropping like in views, but I think one person survived, so I could be wrong. I couldn't check because he hadn't posted in like a week, and he's like probably the most consistent Mortal Kombat YouTuber in terms of views, and he hadn't posted in like 6 days, so I couldn't see if he got affected. But like some big YouTubers like Super, like he normally gets like casually 25,000, 30,000 views per video, and he posts like twice a day sometimes, like a fucking crazy person. He was still getting like 14,000, 12,000, like half what he normally gets. So I'm really wondering if like they're just gunning for Mortal Kombat, but I could be wrong.
I don't think it's that deep. I think it's just because Mortal Kombat content is getting a little more stale because there hasn't been much new stuff. I personally feel pretty alright with my video because like like it's 90,000 now, so I'm pretty happy with that, how it's going. But like that's I would say, okay, my sucks video either go pretty great, pretty successful, like the Snowblind one, or like insanely, disgustingly way too popular, like my Mortal Kombat versus DC.
They deserve it.
Oh, thank you very much.
Deserved.
And the Battle of the Realms video, because those two videos got 100,000 views within 4 days. So that was like people really wanted to watch that. So I was like, oh, this one like skyrocketed it up. So like, but so yeah, I don't think I got well. Unless I upload a sucks video. If I don't, then everything I upload barely hits 10,000. So like I'm a little bit more of a different game in this situation too, in my opinion.
that's how it goes. If you don't make exactly what the fans want, like, they typically don't watch. It's very tough to get them to enjoy something new.
So yeah, likes and shares are appreciated on all our videos, Combat Kings or our own individual channels. We appreciate it very much. Please help us to not die.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Although
help us to not die.
I've heard that Sonic actually doesn't like it when you subscribe to his channel, though. So make sure that all of you go and unsubscribe because it makes him embarrassed. So just make sure you don't subscribe and make sure you also unsubscribe.
How dare you? How could you? The ironic thing is, it's been a very long time since I've had any like subscriber boost. Even when I upload big videos, like
it's impossible now.
Yeah, they do good. People watch my videos, but then I only get like 1,000 subscribers per month, or yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be something going on with like how YouTube like has an automated unsubscribe thing, right? That's what's up. Oh.
He said only.
Only 1,000 subscribers a month. I'm lucky if we can get 200.
Yeah,
my channel's stagnating. It's gonna just die soon.
My brother needs 1,000 subscribers to get YouTube partnership, and he only has 700. Only 1,000 per month for me.
Snake, when MK12 gets here, you're going to have so much fresh content to make fun of. Unless the unthinkable happens, like Your Nightmare, and it's written super good, and you can't find a way to fuck with it.
Wouldn't that be your dream?
But then again, that can make you good too, though, because when you make positive content, it's pretty wholesome and fun to watch, too. Yeah. Like when you were praising the 3D games, it was pretty fun to watch you just be happy about like the lore stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, a lot of people said that they wanted to see me cover the other 3D era games because they like it when I'm being nice. I mean, I still need. Well, the main things people are asking for at this point are the covering Deception through Armageddon,
of course, yeah,
and also tearing apart Tekken 7 because I promised a Tekken 7 critique like 4 years ago and it's still not happened yet. And with Tekken 8 on the way, I think I might need to try and get that done this year.
Hell yeah, nice. Your Deception video is probably gonna be like 6 hours, I would imagine.
The reason Deadly Alliance was so much shorter because it wasn't even an hour long. So it's like, as far as the critique-ish content goes, that's the shortest one because there's not much in the way of actual story to discuss.
Yeah, totally.
Whereas Deception has the full story mode in Conquest.
Deception has
I'm
Conquest,
sure there'll be more to talk about.
And then it also has the arcade endings and probably like bios that also explain more things. There probably is like so many additional things you can get. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even just like the one linear story because you also got the side quests. Like there are points where like little plot points that are like inconsistencies are explained. Like why does Raiden have his lightning staff in Deadly Alliance when he gave it to Kai in MK4? Because Shujinko met Kai in Outworld and Kai said, "Hey, can you give this back to Raiden?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, I can do that."
Oh,
and
that's
he takes
cute.
it to Kung Lao, I think, so he can pass it on to Raiden. Just like that, it explains that. It doesn't explain why Shujinko's like, I'm going to compete in the Mortal Kombat 1 tournament, then goes down the road and meets Deadly Alliance Raiden. Like, that's just not explained.
Is it the shirtless Raiden or just like default Deadly Alliance? Like when he still looks kind of like, okay, that at least is kind of okay.
Everyone's just the default versions in Conquest.
Okay. Understandable.
I was kind of hoping there wasn't an explanation. Because if they never explained where the staff went, then Sonic could have made one of his poker room jokes where it's like in the middle playing a poker game, and then it's like, hey guys, what is that? And it's just like in the corner, like just the staff, and it's like, I don't fucking know. Why is that here?
Is the staff crying?
Reptile's been losing loads of hands. So he's been at his strip poker, so he's losing all of his clothes. Like, damn, one more thing, it's my underwear. And they're like, I'll be back in 1 second. He comes back with the staff and he's like, I will put this on the line next instead.
Yeah, pink. Exactly.
How dare you put that strip poker into my mind, Snake? How dare you?
That would actually be a really cute quirk if Reptile was like a good guy or even like a middle like of the road kind of guy. If he just liked to steal shit when invisible. That'd be a cute quirk. Like, shit just goes missing. Raiden's like, where the fuck is my hat? And Reptile's like, just like a little stack of shit. And he just like puts like Raiden's hat there.
I'm going to say this. I don't know if this is a hot take or not because I'm like the biggest Reptile fan. I would not mind if they change up his lore. If they get reintroduced this character or something like that. Like, give him something new or something like a new direction. Because right now it's just he wants to bring back his race. And he's been doing that for like 20 years. So it's like, that's
careful what you wish for.
Yeah, because
what if they make him like a werewolf,
Jade
but he's a reptile?
Like Jade and Kodo shenanigans. Like, right? Like, I know that kind of stuff might happen. But like,
Hang on. I just realised, so MKX is like, yeah, Kotal and Reptile, they're good friends because of stuff in the backstory that's mentioned in the comics. And then the next game, he doesn't even mention Reptile, and he's moved on to Jade. So Jade stole Kotal from Reptile, and that made me realise they're both the Green Ninjas. Kotal just likes hanging out with the Green Ninjas. So if we get a green Cyber Lin Kuei in the next game, Kotal's going to be like, "Oh, you're my new best friend."
Here's a fun fact, by the way. I don't know why I found out about this recently. It's the Iceberg Mortal Kombat useless information fun fact. Out of all the games that Reptile has been in, his voice in Mortal Kombat X is the best, like objectively. And mainly it's because, well, other than some 3D era games, like he actually talks in voice acts in MKX, whereas in most like 80% of other games he's just and stuff. But in MKX he talks, and so yeah.
The only times Reptile has actually verbally spoken, like with voice acting, acted in general, are in MK4 for the ending,
yes.
For his ending.
Only in his ending. I don't think he talks in the game.
Just
when he
the
fights.
one.
Yeah.
No, there's that. There's Shaolin monks.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I think he only has one. I think the only line he has is "I do not serve Shang Tsung," which is objectively untrue. But, and then
Armageddon.
MKX, because even MK. Yeah, Armageddon. Yes, very briefly he speaks.
I'm a true Reptile fan. I know this shit.
That's just four times. Nothing else. Like the movies, nope. The TV shows, he's lucky if he. Oh no, he shows in Conquest. Right? Yes, he speaks in Conquest.
Yeah. He does.
Okay, so that's five.
What about
does he talk in the animated one, Defenders of the Realm, or no?
Does he talk in there?
He's not in Defenders of the Realm.
It's
That's where they introduced Komodai.
It's Komodai.
Because Reptile, because it's a sequel to the movie, and Reptile died in the movie, so they have a replacement. And they did the same with Baraka, even though Baraka didn't die in the first movie, and the cartoon came before the second movie, so it's a sequel to just the first movie. But Baraka's replaced by Carbrak, which I guess is because Baraka wasn't in the MK3 series yet, so they figured he must have died.
Wait.
So he's been replaced. Reptile's been replaced.
I have a question. So, that's gonna happen in the Legends movies now because the fake Baraka and fake Reptile died. So Komodai and Cobra are gonna be the next one. Oh wait, Baraka died. That's right. Baraka actually died. You gotta keep that in mind.
2P. It's player 2.
I love how you brought that back. So you said Defender of the Realm takes place after the 95 movie. So is that like saying Defender of the Realm takes place after the 95 movie and Annihilation doesn't exist for that universe?
Yeah, it's basically a split timeline because Annihilation picks up right after the first movie, so they can't coexist. It's basically both of those are takes on MK3. To varying degrees because it's about Khan invading Earthrealm. But they are distinct versions. That's why I say Shiva and Rain and Ermac can show up in both.
Okay, yeah, that's
real quick because
cool.
You talked about Reptile. You brought up Reptile, and how you hope that he has different lore stuff. The good news is Ed Boon has pretty much confirmed the Chameleon's gonna be in the next Mortal Kombat game, and
really?
If she's there on launch. And we know Reptile's gonna be in there because they already 100%. Fake leaked him, and I seriously doubt they would fake leak him and then not have him in the game because that would be so annoying.
So many leaks about Reptile, not only just because it's he was in the crypt, and then there's that one leak image, and then you talked about the Onslaught thing, and that really made me go, oh, that does seem very confirmation about Reptile.
Still no left nipple though. I'm still waiting on the left nipple.
Just
but
the left one.
My point is, if Chameleon is not DLC, which she definitely could be, she seems like a DLC kind of character.
True.
If she's not DLC, then she could be in the story mode. And if they're both in story mode, there's no way they don't interact somehow, Chameleon and Reptile. So I think at the very least, we're going to get them interacting somehow. They could not, you're right, because we have Melina and Katana, and they don't do shit in MKX, I know. So,
not even that. Kung Jin and Kung Lao. Kung Jin's entire story is about Kung Lao, and Kung Lao and Kung Jin never interact, even when they are in a scene together. They never interact.
Come on, Reptile. I'll say the Reptile thing later, but also in Battle of the Realms, Liu Kang and Kung Lao never interact too. So there's that too. And in terms of the close characters.
Weird.
What I was gonna say was, come on, Reptile. It's Chameleon, Femosaurian. You gotta go smash that that puss. Like that's gotta be your lore now. Come on, that's gotta be the new thing you're gonna go for.
It's too bad that Mortal Kombat doesn't have like the mainstream appeal to get like a parody movie made about it, because if it did, I would love to see someone make fun of the fact, like I've joked before, that the more naked... Go ahead. You're going to say something, Snake? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I love the idea of like Reptile is hanging out with Baraka because the two are good friends, and Baraka's like go on, Reptile. She's waiting for you. And he's like, I don't know, Baraka. What if she doesn't like me? I don't think I can take that kind of rejection. Like, come on, Reptile. She's waiting for you to smash that puss.
And then when Reptile blushes, he turns invisible. And that'd be kind of a cute trait.
Yes.
Kind of a cute trait.
I sure hope that Statarians have some way to see each other when they're invisible. Otherwise, I cannot imagine a tougher time putting something into a different thing. That sounds like it'd be very difficult.
Okay. What I was gonna say also was like the dog. You were saying I wish that they could make like a movie or something that just parodies MK. Like, I know they're not gonna do this, but I kind of wish Cage Match was this, where it's just a bunch of like, unless you're super fans, you would not understand jokes, kind of a thing. It's like, I don't know, freaking mocap shows up, he's like, who's this, or something like that. And 3D Arrow fans like, oh my gosh, kind of a thing. They kind of do this in the Legend movies, but like, what if they go full out with Cage Match? Like, I feel like I want them to do something along the lines of that, just like. They've
already shown they're not afraid to do Dyro just for one frame. So if they're not afraid to have one frame Dyro, they may do something like that where mocap just walks into frame, like no noise, just walks into frame in the background, looks at the camera, and then just walks out of frame. But he's like not in the not at all relevant to the story. He just wanders in.
I can almost guarantee that if we see a film set in Cage Match, mocap will be in the background.
That's what I was thinking too.
He's probably got to be in there.
My thought was like it'll be like at the end of the movie, and Johnny Cage is filming a movie, and mocap will be there, and then like Baraka and Reptile show up because of the thing that he says in MK9.
Okay, so Sonic, I'm giving you free material here because I just thought of this. Like, you do the whole the card playing stuff, right? You should definitely have a scene where like Ferritor or Ermac, somebody walks in on Reptile, and it's just him playing cards by himself. It looks like, and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And he goes, "Oh God, get out of here!" And it's like, "What? What's wrong? I'm playing strip poker with Chameleon. Get out!" She's so embarrassed. She's just like in their room, but you can't see her.
Oh, that's right.
That's that one character from the Hero Academia character, the Invisible Girl.
Yeah,
the one who you can only ever see gloves. And so it's like the joke of like, well, there's nothing there. That's the lewdest one.
I think you know what's really funny. I just thought about this. Turn back everything 10 to 20 minutes ago, and just try and imagine. Like, okay, obviously we had a normal conversation, but now I'm gonna mess it up. Which version of Chameleon have we been talking about this whole time?
Fair.
Yes.
That would be kind of.
Let the viewer decide.
Yes.
Well, Ed Boon seemed to confirm the lady one, which I mean makes sense.
Oh yeah,
if you have
for
like
sure.
just two options, you're probably gonna put the lady one.
Yeah,
her design is more unique. No offense to like she looks a bit interesting.
And just for the story reasons, if you're gonna have Reptile try and reproduce his species, it kind of needs to be a woman.
That's the second joke that I was gonna make. What if their like relationship is like Manny and the Mammoth in Ice Age 2, where they're like the only ones left, they think, and Manny's like, I'm just saying, we kind of got a duty to repopulate the race, and she's like, well, you ain't repopulating this race tomorrow or anytime. Remember how she like says that to him? I can picture like that happening between Reptile and Chameleon, where it's like, oh, I'm not just a breeding machine. Go somewhere else, you horny lizard. But our race, our people. I would low-key love if for no reason she talks like a regular human, but Reptile's still stuck with the, why? Come back.
I mean, like, technically speaking, she probably looks like a normal human too, with her features and stuff like that. But who knows? Maybe like if she wasn't invisible, it's like scales or something.
But then you could have the opposite, where because she has the mask, whenever she talks, it's like, and only Reptile can understand what she's saying. Like, she speaks straight up Zetarian.
That would be funny.
Because you see, Reptile learned English in trade school, and she didn't take that extra education, so she doesn't know how to speak Earthrealmer.
Okay, before we continue, there's one thing I need to get off my chest, because I've been waiting on this since the beginning.
Oh, nice.
I've been going for like almost an
Close to
hour
an
now,
hour,
and I think
close
it's
to an
about
hour.
time I do this. Right, so you can see this nice cool hoodie, this Doom hoodie.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the Doom guy helmet. Yeah. Right, check this out.
And check this out.
Oh
my god!
Oh, he's got the cosplay.
Yo!
Nice.
That is actually so cool. Oh my gosh! Look, it's the account guy. Oh my gosh.
Dude.
It's the guy in the account picture.
The red bottoms of the sleeves make it look extra fresh. Like from a distance, it just looked kind of fresh. But now that I see like the hands up with the gloves and everything, you even teased it with the gloves, and you were still sitting on that reveal this whole time.
Yeah!
Damn.
Oh my gosh! I cannot believe you're cosplaying as the female version of the Force Snake. That's insane! Wow.
NetherRealm could learn a thing or two from you about how to not leak shit, because you had it dangled right in front of our face the whole time, and you still didn't leak the reveal.
I know you were
And the
just
glasses,
talking about that like
these-
Terry. Oh,
See,
And
these
the
are red.
glasses.
that's why you were wearing the
Oh, they're
sunglasses.
red? Sick.
Oh, that's actually super.
Nice.
Do they say Force Snake on the sunglasses?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, that's why you were wearing the sunglasses. I thought you were just being nice and wearing it because of me.
Okay, we got to finally segue into the next topic, boys. We've been doing a great job going off the rails. It's still controlled chaos, but we got to get on to the first topic. So how we've been doing lately.
Yeah, which
Who
was
wants
how
to go first.
how we've been doing. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll go first because I've got
Yeah.
this.
Hey,
You
that's
see,
nice.
it's
That's nice.
Pretty
Very cool.
based.
Hell yeah.
All nice. I also have recently obtained this.
Ooh, it's a little blurry. Let me take off my sunglasses and see this.
Yeah, there's not much I can. If I hide, will that change it? Yeah, there we go. This is Lysithea from Fire Emblem Three Houses, one of the best characters in the game.
Oh,
I
is
can
she?
see why. I can see two reasons why she's the very liked
Yeah,
character.
the two hair parts here. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Just like the girl from Spy Family, the hair loopies. Everyone loves the hair loopies.
Indeed.
She's one of the characters who comes up a lot in memes because she's possibly the best magic user in the game. So it's like, oh, here's this tough guy who can like counter all your moves and just insta kill you with a counter, and she just comes in with dark spikes and just kills him in one hit.
Is she? Which house is she, or is she the DLC?
Golden Day.
Okay, then yeah, I was thinking like that was probably that character. Okay.
She's quite bitchy, but it makes sense with like her backstory, and she's just a fun character to have around. So I quite like her.
Nice, nice.
I'm
She looks good.
I'm still waiting for the Edelgard figure, but like the place I ordered it from is just slow and bullshit, and you can't cancel pre-orders. So I'm like,
Don't
can I do?
worry. At least it won't be 4 months like me.
Then I also have these.
It is quite funny that you live in the country that manufactures everything, but you still couldn't get your shirt quickly. Sucks. Feels bad, man.
Excuse me? I am not the country that manufactures the.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, which country is it then? Which country are you from then?
Or which one do you currently reside in case you moved?
In case I move. Chinese Taipei, of course. Oh, wait, let's see what you got there.
Ah.
Oh, that's so cute!
It keeps going.
Yo. It's actually very adorable.
So is the one on the right just Dracula, or am I incorrect? Is that also a Fire Emblem character?
That's
Yeah.
Byleth.
This is Edelgard.
Oh, sorry. The left one's Byleth.
Yeah, this one's Byleth, the main character, and this one's Edelgard.
No,
head of
that's
the Black Eagles.
Byleth's alternate color
Okay.
in Smash.
2P.
Yes.
2P color.
I love them. I've been writing fanfics about them, and you cannot stop me. They are mine.
I would
Very
go to sleep
nice.
with one of them if I owned those little cute squeezable plushies, because it actually helps you to fall asleep if you can like grip something. So I would love to
Ah.
actually have a little plushie.
I got plushies. I'll show them some other time, but yeah, this is the snake showcase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
own
show
a
yours
plushie.
in a minute.
That's probably why I have this empty void in my heart. If I owned a plushie, maybe I'd feel complete.
Oh God.
They're not really new
God,
plushies though, but I can still show them
I'm
just for
so.
fun.
Christ, I'm so hot right now.
No way.
You are pretty hot right now.
Oh God.
Oh, I was thinking, are you gonna have like? Is it gonna be
Okay, fair.
another reveal underneath the?
Unfortunately, no. I
That
do
would be
have like
super fucking funny. Just more reveals.
I do have a clothing thing that I'll show off next episode.
You've now entered
For
your
right-
second phase in the anime where the protagonist takes off like his jacket to get serious. You're now in like your brawler mode.
You're taking off the
Or you're
Rock
just
Lee.
King from King of Fighters.
there is one thing that I find amusing is like having like the black shirt and the red tie and the red glasses. I'm like, I kind of like Jim Sterling.
Sterling.
Jim Sterling. I don't know if Jim's style has changed recently, but like Jim used to always have these gloves as well. Like, not fingerless, but yeah, it's like a dictator. It's like, yep, that's.
You're just missing the crazy top hat. Doesn't he wear a crazy top hat?
Yeah.
He
does have the red sunglasses.
I also finally. I mean, it's been weeks in the making. So basically, one of the mods on the Discord server, he is a big fan of Freedom Force, like I am. I mentioned before that I tried to do a Freedom Force video last year, but then all the footage got corrupted. It just completely put me off doing it again. And basically, this mod met one of the voice actors from the game at like a convention and managed to get a couple of posters signed, and he offered to send me one. So I got it, and I was like, yeah. So now I know the dimensions of it. I'll get a nice picture frame for it. The frame arrived, and it was cracked right through. So I had to get that sent back. Fortunately, it was all resolved very easily. I got it sent back. Then I had to order another one. So then I got that, and so now I have this.
Yo!
Very cool.
Oh, wow. And there's the sighting right there, too. Look at that. That is so cool.
For freedom!
That is already better than 90% of my frame shit behind me, because it's yours like authentic and cool.
That's such a big frame, too.
It's based on the second game, Freedom Force versus the Third Reich.
Nice.
Because you're not a true superhero if you've never punched out a Nazi on a comic book cover. I'm sorry.
Guess
it's just
true.
the rule.
Feels bad, Spider-Man. Never punched a Nazi. Damn.
I'm sure he's punched Red Skull at some point. But yeah, so this I went for the white frame for that comic book panel style.
Yeah, that's actually. You chose the white frame. Nice. I thought it came with that.
White frame is pretty cool. White frame is pretty unique.
Yeah. That does look good.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put it?
It's like Lightning McQueen and his white tires.
I mean, it won't.
That's a very interesting reference there.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to fit it in the background or anything because there's just no room for it here.
Maybe you can put it like on the ground, like that's like in the middle down there.
Yeah,
something like that maybe.
For now.
I mean, you could totally hang it if you have little clips that you can attach to it. They just hang it on the very top of the cabinet, and the top guys can just take one for the team and just be covered.
Buy Katana, buy Baraka. Oh no, I can't do that because Melina's up there.
Melina is the priority. Got you.
I mean, I don't want the stands coming for me. I'm just saying.
Nice.
True.
Apparently, Melina is getting a new statue at some point too. Like she's getting a new Mortal Kombat statue is gonna go on sale at some point, which has me sweating because I told myself I wouldn't buy any more statues because I'm legit out of room. But we'll see what happens.
I just thought of something that's kind of funny, and maybe this is just me, but like usually there's a bit of like or Snake's angle is a little different. Usually he's a little bit more like to like the side or like more like straightened, and I can see the little like green screen next to him. But now he's kind of like more closed up, and like the angle is just a little bit over here. So like your background is like not like flat; it's like a little bit like sideways. So like very not used to looking at that. But it's just like I think it looks good actually like that right now. Like your angle looks a little like you're closer to your cabinet and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it a lot too because you're now at the spot where the background is least interesting, which is the curtain. That's where you're at, which is very smart. You're in a good spot. I still haven't figured out a way to make my videos where like a big part of the carpet isn't in frame because there's nothing interesting about the carpet. But sadly, unless I like levitate myself, there's no way to like fix this problem. So it is what it is.
I'll give you a solution. Why don't you just put your like figures and stuff like on the carpet? So it'll be all over behind you.
Just all along the floor.
Yeah, just all like standing there. And every time they're recording, I like tiptoe inside your room.
If I could find a way to actually like, because I'm a tall person, which normally is not a problem, but like when you're trying to do like cute shit like that, where you're sitting, or when you're reviewing something and like your body's in frame, if the camera's not above you looking down, it's really hard to get your entire body in frame. Like, it just is. So if I wanted to do one of those cutesy, like, cameras on the floor looking up and I'm playing with, like, toys, it's impossible. I'm, like, cut off, like, here. So I couldn't even do a cute... I would love to do that, like, where I'm surrounded by, like, the statues and I just, like, sit in the, like, crisscross applesauce and just talk about shit. I would love being that. Like, I love the casual shit. That's actually why I enjoyed X-Play back in the day, because they're just on the couch talking about games with you.
Oh.
So I would love that, but I sadly just can't pull it off.
I see.
You got a fan too, and it's colored.
Whoa.
It matches your scheme.
Oh, that's so cool, dude. I was not expecting you to prepare so many cool things on the podcast today.
Putting on a wig, I might feel a certain sort of way.
you still need to finish that picture of me as a girl, you slow coward bitch.
And me.
I just didn't color it, but it's totally been drawn.
You haven't changed my chest XD yet.
Yeah, it's funny. I've done a really good job being productive lately, but I refuse to draw for some reason. I guess I'm just a huge coward, and I just don't want to draw for some reason. Because I'll do more work every day, but if I have free time to draw, I just make a new video or I make a new thumbnail instead. I refuse to start drawing.
I mean, that's...
Hey guys, guys, comment below if you think TrueUnderDawg should do art streams where he draws.
Ooh.
For our viewing pleasure.
Streaming is not affecting your YouTube channel anymore. I have a pretty dark joke. I wanted to mention this early on when we were talking about Dead Space, because I was like playing Dead Space might be a curse for you, because you were like, oh, the streaming, like nothing bad happened, or like it doesn't affect the revenue and stuff like that. And the moment after you stream, bam, you get hacked.
Yeah. It's actually why I can't even stream anymore lately, because I'm still terrified on this main computer. I'm terrified to log into my emails. I have not logged into anything except Discord on this device because I'm terrified of like the hijacking again. So I just won't. And you can't stream on my laptop. It just doesn't have the power for it. So I just couldn't do it. So I'm not going to be streaming for a bit, but that's okay because, like I said, I got to pull my channel out of the dirt, which is also why I'm not covering certain things. That's some cool lighting too.
Yeah,
it doesn't fit your color scheme, but like you're more lit.
You're more lit.
You can still tell it's red though, which is good.
Will you like finish Dead Space on live stream, or are you gonna play that yourself?
This ain't about me, Sonic. We're talking about Snake right now.
Which I thought we were talking about the light. Hey, I see. I like you added that down there.
I'm really jealous that Snake has a better setup than me. Oh well.
I mean, yeah. But if you look at how it's been up until now, where I'm very in the dark. At least I've actually tried to keep the lights on above me. It was like, well, over there. Like, so I've kept the lights on because otherwise I'm just very much just in the shadows, and then it's very hard to see anything. So, which is worse when I'm wearing a black shirt, because then I'm like, oh no, I'm just Noob Cybot at this point. So I need to be somewhat visible.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I think today might be like one of your best setups, like whether it be angle or like lighting and stuff like that. Just like probably one of the best.
Joke's on you though, Snake. Now you're going to be required to wear that outfit in like every single video you make. Otherwise,
you have
people are going to be sad.
You got whenever you show up, defaultly you gotta wear that now. I mean,
I still need to work like silly costumes for some videos.
At least,
like if I were to show up in Mortal Kombat 2011 socks wearing this, it would be a bit weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it would be kind of weird.
Well, okay, unless
you're better than me because your mic is out of frame. Yeah, true. If it's a cameo of you yourself, you'd be the real final boss. Like, that'd be a pretty funny joke, Sonic. Again, more free material for you in the video. Like, you defeat the sub-boss, and then, like, Chronica comes in, but then, like, it just, like, gets knocked aside by Snake, and he's like, prepare. It's just him. I am the true Mortal Kombat final boss.
I'm still in the planning phase for my MK9 Sucks video, but one idea I did have was, like, somewhere randomly in there, or maybe around the end. Like, as I'm gonna do something, which is I'm not going to watch your MK9 critique like until I'm done with my video, so I'm not affected by like what you say and stuff like that. But maybe I could like mention that at the end of like watch your video or something.
I need to find a way to do what Snake does and have my camera microphone out of frame. Go ahead.
You smash cut to me like green screen into like cans really going like because I'm just beating on this game.
Like me beating up the Shiva picture, but you're just beating the shit out of the MK9.
You really did beat the shit out of that.
I only had one take too, so I'm glad that it turned out well. I couldn't have redone it. Like I only had enough ink to like print that, I think, and then I was like, oh shit, if I don't succeed at this, I legit can't do this shot again. So let's make it work.
I mean,
actually,
it
what
did
you could
work.
also do, Snake. You could do that old school trick where like you show yourself holding the disc with the camera behind you, like over your shoulder. So you're actually holding like the MK9 disc, but then when the camera is where it is now, you just have a fake disc, like just a blank disc, and you snap it in half, and it creates the illusion that you destroyed MK9.
That's very nice. That's very nice.
That's always an old school trick that everyone did back in the day. Like I don't know if y'all watched like Master Chief Sucks at Halo or the Arby and the Chief series when he had the action figures. He would like pick up Call of Duty and snap it in half. It was the same gimmick it's a little action figure just like breaking a disc in half.
I do believe you'll find it's not Call of Duty, it's Cock of Duty for modern gay fuck stupid.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I memorized that too. Cock of Duty, modern gay fuck stupid. Well, it's because Chief hates Call of Duty. He believes the Call of Duty is the only game that you're allowed to play. And the joke is that Arbiter is open-minded and will play like any good game, so he'll play Call of Duty.
That's funny.
I think the only games that Chief plays other than Halo is he tries the Devil May Cry 4 demo and he hates it because the gun does no damage.
That's true.
That's funny. Those guns don't do damage.
Dude, he'd hate Bloodborne too if that series was still around. Like he'd despise Bloodborne because the guns are just for Katy Perry's.
To be fair,
he wouldn't play it. He wouldn't play it because it's PlayStation, not Xbox.
That's true. He wouldn't.
But to be fair, in Bloodborne, you can find Gatling guns and machine guns if you want to go for that build, which is very hard to play.
And don't forget the cannon.
Yeah, cannon
cannon
too,
gun that can actually one-shot some bosses if you stack it with like the buffs and shit. You can actually like one-shot some bosses.
Yeah. And I remember in the DLC you do have like a machine gun that you could use, but I mean for like only once because like you only have 20 bullets.
Yeah. But yeah, you're forced to wear that now, Snake, for all your videos. You'll see.
I have one last thing to show before we move on to someone else.
Hell yeah.
It's this.
Your cock?
You guys... How about you suck my cock? Your cock?
I was thinking that too, like my ass, your ass, my cock, your cock.
I was thinking we were going to do a Keanu Reeves joke there. Oh no, I meant like, Cyberpunk joke.
Now, we finally see the third Snake.
You guys might remember this from an earlier episode of the podcast.
Oh, it's fixed!
Yeah.
It's fixed!
Yes.
Congratulations! Did they?
Legit the only reason to watch that show, honestly.
Hopefully we'll have time to talk about that. That Dog finally watched Fate and I watched Trigun. So
yeah, we might talk about that later.
Because that was the deal. He would watch Fate if I watched Trigun.
The new one.
Stampede.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, a very one-sided deal because you only had to watch like 5 episodes and I had to watch like 50.
Wait,
but it is what it is.
I'm sorry. Wait, Trigun only has 5 episops.
The new one, Stampede, only has like 6 episodes.
Oh, ongoing. Okay, ongoing. Then that makes sense.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, I didn't even have to watch that many episodes because I'm watching it dubbed.
Oh, so you didn't even need to watch it.
So it's further behind. No, it's further behind. So.
I want to hear the English voice actor because the Japanese VA is killing it as Vash. He's doing super good. So I'm curious how the English sounds.
Johnny Young Bosch still.
I know, but it seems like it was definitely. There are some things that are conveyed better in Japanese, like long screams.
Well,
but yeah, go ahead.
Well, the thing is, when I started watching, I was like, I kind of got in the mood to go back and watch the original again. So I was like, okay, I'll rewatch. That's the reason why I'm watching it dubbed, because I watched the original dubbed.
Yeah,
one of the first anime.
You have
one
to
of the
watch
first
the old
anime
one
I watched. Yeah, one of the first ones I watched as an anime. So I watched that, and that was like one of my first exposures to Johnny Young Bosch. So. He's back for this one, and that was like his first notable voice acting role, way back in the day, in like the late 90s. So you compare that to now, and it's like I can't tell if it's just him playing Vash like a complete weirdo in the original, or if he was just inexperienced as an actor. But it is quite different, the two performances. But it's like, yes, you got that. You have the new Power Rangers anniversary thing that's coming out, and you have. Bleach, which came back, and Johnny Young Bosch is just coming back for all these things. It's like, what? I like that Johnny Young Bosch is coming back for all these things, but why all this stuff all at once now? What's going on? Is this the year of the Johnny Young Bosch? Will Kung Jin finally get something to do in Mortal Kombat? I don't know.
It's like the Kojima theme, or the Kojima meme. Kept you waiting, huh? But it's just... well, I guess before that it was somebody else, but they added Kojima as an option in that game, in Metal Gear Solid, as an Easter egg. Don't know if y'all know about that. It's a very obscure reference I'm making right now. But yeah.
Yeah, he's actually a recruit for your army in Peace Walker and Phantom Pain, but he's also in a mission where you save him in Ground Zeroes.
That's funny.
All right, then it's your turn, Sonic, I guess.
Okay, well...
I'd just like to finish.
You never talked about your
too
favorite
late.
figure. That's
Went
right.
over your allotted time. Shut up. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
So basically, my dad helped me sort this out. Where basically we put a peg inside her.
Nice.
Like, because the part that snaps, so we put a peg in. There's no pegging involved. I'm just saying.
I didn't mean to make it dirty, but I know it came off that way. I'm just saying I'm glad that you found a solution.
Yeah. So we got that in her midsection, so we can glue her on.
Yeah.
And then.
Nice.
We basically got like a block of wood that we've basically drilled to put it, because we still had the thing to go into the stand, but just didn't have the stand. So now we're just going to paint it some colour like black or blue or silver or something. And then I can put the sword back in her hands.
Oh, so this is like half
But
done?
it's invisible. It's canon right now. That's how she should look. It's canon that you can't see the sword.
Unfortunately, I don't know if you can tell the difference with the ankles. Like, this one's silver, this one's black, because part of this ankle fell out. And then before we could glue it back in, we lost it. It just fell somewhere around here, and we've no idea where it went.
Oh, that sucks.
So
luckily, I can't really tell like it's missing, at least from what I'm seeing here.
And she's viewed from the front anyway, so it's going to be a very hard to notice thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I thought they resent you that, but no, you fixed that yourself. That's actually really cool.
Yeah. So I'm quite happy with how that turned out. Just a bit more work to do, and then it's good to go on the shelf.
Nice.
I'm really happy that Saber finally got a hold of some good wood and has a nice thick rod inside of her. Things worked out.
Spoilers. Hello, spoilers.
I mean, you don't have to watch very far into the show to realise that Shiro is a bit of a wet blanket.
Oh yeah, yes, of course.
I will say though, we're going to talk about this later, but that one shot where she's in lingerie for no reason and tied up or handcuffed really came out of fucking nowhere. So much so that I didn't even know it was her at first. I thought it was some new character, and I'm like, oh, who's this? I like the lingerie shot. Then I'm like, wait, that's fucking Saber? What the fuck's going on right now?
I'm not sure. I think there might be an alternate version of her in the mobile game, or a costume based on that outfit.
Oh, no.
I
Okay,
might be
so
wrong.
it's a reference, because you did say it was a game first, I think, and the show's just adapting the game.
Yeah,
Okay.
a visual novel, and so then it got adapted into that. Then there's the mobile game, which takes characters from all the different.
Oh, it was a novel
fate
first.
properties.
Okay,
I
thought
thought it was a
first for some
visual
reason.
novel first.
Yeah, visual novel.
Okay, yeah.
What does that mean? Just a graphic novel, right?
No. It
No.
started out as a game first, basically. Pretty
Oh, so
sure.
it is an
Have you-
interactive game with choices and shit. That's what I thought.
Yes,
because that would
yes,
explain why
have
the
you-
plot's kind of. That explains to me why the plot is
have you
kind
played
of like.
Blaze Blue? Have you played Blaze Blue?
Yeah.
Well, you know the way its story is told with the character stills and the backgrounds and such.
Mm-hmm.
That format is a visual novel.
Okay, here's my follow-up
heard of
question.
Doki
In the
Doki
Fate
Picture-
game, does it have choices you can make that change the story? Can you make
Yes.
decisions
Yes.
for the characters and stuff? That's what I thought, because that explains
Yeah.
why in the show some characters' plot lines just go fucking nowhere, and I'm like,
Well,
that must be
well,
an
the
ending that
reason for-
happens in the game, possibly. It just feels
Yeah,
like it was
it
a
could-
really weird ending for the character. Yeah.
not many characters are relevant across multiple routes. Most of some of them you have to wait for the third route to actually see anything of note with them.
Yeah.
And then
Gotcha.
other characters are quite important early on, but then in the later routes they're just completely irrelevant.
Come on now, dog. He
Okay,
explained
good to
this in
know.
the Fate episode. He went 30 minutes explaining all this stuff to you. Come on
I remembered
now.
it. I thought it was based on a visual novel or an interactive video game. That's what I thought, which is why I took that into consideration when watching the show, because it has a lot of weird moments where something is happening, then they find a reason to just blue ball you and stop the fight so the characters can go off on their little side quest. And I'm like, I thought this was supposed to be a battle royale where everyone kills each other. Why is there now a 2-episode arc where they're just going shopping? What the fuck is this? I'm like, oh, that's right. It's it's got like slice of life elements from the game in it. So that's why we're seeing this. Okay.
If you want to know some of the wild stuff, is that part where they go where they're on the run in the first series, and they find this little shack, and they hide out there, and Saber's weak, so they need to do this little ritual on a bed to fix her up so she can fight at full power. Mm-hmm. In the original version, that wasn't just some little ritual. That was a sex scene.
Yep.
I'm glad they took that out because I think King Arthur is supposed to be a virgin until he gets married. But never mind. She has the Lancelot reveal, so it's implied that she was married. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, one of the characters in Fate Apocrypha is Mordred. It's like that part is that kind of stuff happens because like the explanation of how it works in Fate is kind of weird because like she does have a wife, not a husband.
Well, yeah, because she's masquerading as a guy to keep the like illusion up, so it makes sense. So the explanation is that Merlin used magic so that she would
get healed.
So really, Futanari.
Yes,
Futanari.
Yeah,
okay.
I believe that is the explanation. I mean, and then that partially leads to the existence of Mordred, who is one of the main characters in Apocrypha.
That explains a lot, because I was wondering, and it's okay when things are left vague, but I was wondering if either, one, Saber could just be bisexual, or two, Saber just got married to keep up the facade, but then that ruins the whole betrayal thing, which is a big point of Lancelot's character, where he just backstabs King Arthur and bangs his queen. So I was like, does that still happen, or not? Because if it's not a consensual, like, sexy relationship, then I don't think Arthur would care.
The history is played out, though, right?
Well, it's not actually historical. King Arthur's made up. King Arthur's fake.
That stuff does play out in the Fate lore. You learn about that in Zero. I'm not sure if it's in Zero or somewhere else where it's explained how she was basically okay with it because she's not. I think she is straight, so she wasn't exactly gonna have sex with this other woman, so she was fine with it. But I think it was the guilt that makes Lancelot go mad or something. It's
really dumb, but it is. I was actually mad about that reveal. At first, I was like, "Oh, it's Lancelot," so that's kind of cool that they did their research.
Get into like other Fate shenanigans stuff. It's like because I know we're gonna have the Fate conversation. So I just wanted to make sure we're not too long. Did I just see a middle face? We'll talk about the Fate horny stuff later, okay? Don't worry about that, dog.
I'm sorry.
So since you brought up all those stuff, I might as well go bring up some of my other ones. So I'll be right back in give me 30 seconds.
Merlin could have just given Arthur a kid with magic. Didn't have to make him a Fuda. Or a Fuda.
Well, the Mordred thing ties into Morgan Le Fay. I don't know the exact way, but she's involved in it somehow. I think she's responsible for Mordred's existence. Mm-hmm. But it's funny because you see Mordred in Fate Stay Night, the anime, but without the helmet, she just looks like Artoria. But then she got her own unique design later, and she's one of the more popular characters. The most popular characters in Fate are Saber, Tosaka, Mordred, and Astolfo, who is the femboy from Apocrypha with the pink hair.
Wait, Astolfo is from that?
Yes.
I didn't know Astolfo was from Fate.
Well, not originally, because it's one of Charlemagne's paladins, but it's one of those where the Fate characters eclipse the actual history / legend, where if you type in Astolfo, it's hard to... So this guy did a video where he basically would look up the characters in Fate with safe search on, and look up, here's the character's name in Google image search. How far do you have to go to find the actual figure and not just the Fate character? And for Astolfo, it was apparently very difficult because everyone loves that femboy.
That's true. We do.
Why am I coming back and hearing Fate?
I was hoping Sonic would just keep getting closer to the camera as he got angrier.
I was thinking about that.
Until eventually just falls and goes, oh fuck! It's the camera.
My camera falling tab now. Oh! And I'll play the Dark Souls death sound over there too. I did that 3 times in that episode. It's pretty fun. Anyways, so I don't have too many to show off that's interesting, but I got a couple more, but I thought I'd just show some of these off. I think you can see this sometimes in my video background, 1 or 2 years ago, but I thought it'd be kind of cute to just show them here. First off, we've got this lovely Boba Tea doll that I
that's awesome.
This is actually something that you can see around our country all over. You can get like a white or a green or a purple or something like that. I just wanted to get the regular color for it because it's kind of cute. I just thought, like, why not get that? And then I have a long time ago when I was ordering the Mortal Kombat 2021 DVD, it like came. I decided like I want to get like better shipping, so I like bought. Also bought like these two dolls. If you've seen BNA, they're characters from them, basically the main two characters. So I just added those into my collection. But the one that I think is the most interesting, of course, I gotta get my boy Gilmon, of course. Like, hello now.
Yeah.
Gotta get my boy. Yeah, it's pretty good condition. I kind of like it. It's like pretty well done, like, doll. You see it sometimes in my like in my videos too, like in the background. But yeah, thought I'd show this off. I like the
You know what you must do now, right? You got to tear off his arm and put on like an action figure from like Jax and put like his like he has to have a robot arm. You got to complete the joke.
Get the arm, get the goggles up ready and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the goggles.
All right, so what's been going on with me? Well, actually, recently I've been doing a lot of free time, a lot of just stuff like to consuming a lot of content recently. I've caught up with JoJo. Like, I finished the entirety of part 8, and now I'm already starting part 9 because right now part 9 is like all the hot topic everyone's talking about it. So I was very curious to check that out. I guess I shouldn't talk too much about part 8, but essentially, I just read one chapter of part 9, already hooked. Like, the premise of part 9 is getting me really excited. It just seems so fun. Essentially, I mean, this isn't too big of a spoiler, it's just the premise, but it's like the main JoJo in that one, it very obviously is not a good guy, or like they're going for like the like Joruno angle, which is like this is like a bit of like a little punkhead kind of an angle for this character, and I'm like, okay.
For one episode he was, but yeah, I'm glad he actually is an anti-hero now, because Giorno was a bad boy for episode 1 and then immediately was like a good guy for the rest of the show.
They're in the mafia, but they are like good guys for sure. And this main character, at least
Gangsta.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gangsta. This one definitely, it's like the make. Oh, there's like the whole meme where it's because like he's also like a weed seller and stuff like that. So there's the meme where Giorno is like, "I'm sorry, what do you do, Jodio?" It's like Giorno's like, "Stop! Don't sell weed." And Jodio's like, "Want some weed?" and stuff. So there's like some funny memes about that.
I'm guessing this takes place in America.
It takes place in Hawaii, actually. This is a Hawaii part, which is kind of interesting.
That is America, my friend.
Yeah. I'm just being more specific.
Oh, gotcha. Damn it! I thought I caught you making a geography mistake.
No.
It's always me that makes geography mistakes. But man, damn it, you knew that I was an American colonized area. Fuck.
Yeah. To be fair, my geography really sucks too. So once in a while, I'll get that really wrong. Okay, what else did I do? I have been playing some. Well, I've been messing around with 3D programs and stuff like that for the past like week, just like starting to try to see if I can help out with some skin. I want to recreate that. I'm gonna do that as my homework. But like, cause one of the best Mortal Kombat YouTubers, which I hope they like
me.
Yes, of course, the first thing.
You're up there.
But I was talking about the oh shit, how did I forget his name? I was just talking about he's my favorite. I can't believe I forgot his name. What the frick? He has a very I think I got it confused with some ordinary guy, but no, that's not the guy I'm thinking of. Oh shoot, okay, I can't embarrass myself. I gotta look this up right now. It's that's why it's somebody. You guys know that guy?
Oh, somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
The crazy, insane editing guy who like makes amazing.
Who hasn't posted for like a fucking year? Like he just quit for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, because he has no more characters to make. He made every single character in MK11.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought it was also just because he probably got demonetized, and all that work just to get demonetized probably fucking sucks.
Not too sure. He has Patreon. That's what he uses. So I hope he comes out for MK12. But anyways, that guy does 3D sketches in his videos too. Just randomly, he like will like sketch or just do skits of like characters, and he will 3D animations for that too. Like the last video he uploaded,
Katana one was fucking nuts.
Yes, the Katana one. He did like the whole Hades parody. It's just like insane. Yeah. It's so good. So yeah, I kind of wanted to expand my horizon with my skills. So I've been dabbling around with Blender. we were talking about video games we were playing because you mentioned Dead Space. I just started Hi-Fi Rush. Do you guys know that one?
Cool. I think so.
That,
I think I've seen clips of it. It's like got that Borderlands style like 2D cell shade art, but it's 3D.
Yeah.
And he has like the mechanical arm and he fights with the guitar or something. Am I right?
Indeed.
Okay.
That game is so interesting to me because it came out of nowhere. It here is a trailer for it where the guys who did Evil Within. The game is out now. It's like,
really? I didn't know that.
What the heck? Weird, most bizarre way to like really got a Beyonce release like method, and the game is really good from what I've heard. It's like apparently like it's just a really solid, fun like beat 'em up like Devil May Cry type kind of game, but with like a rhythm to it. And I started playing it just yesterday, and like it is the premise of it and like the way you play it is actually really fun. It is very interesting. One of my friends was not like I'm not sure if I want to play it or not. I played the first chapter in front of him, and he's like, I thought because the whole game is a rhythm game. It's like you fight on the beat. You like everything around you is on the beat of the music and stuff like that, and like you can do combos on the beat. And despite all that being said, it's still very free, and like there's a lot of like things you can do with your combos and how you dodge things and how you attack. And so far so good. I'm I'm enjoying the game. But yeah, well, and also got some I was just checking here. It got some voice actors I recognize and be like, oh wait, that sounds very, very familiar. The main character is played by Robbie Daymond. I believe he did Spider-Man in one of the games before.
Oh, okay.
And then like one of the main like girl characters is like a super famous voice actress, Erica Lindbeck. So like she's done a ton, but I think y'all know her.
Cassie Cage.
Exactly, Cassie Cage from MK11. So I'm like, honestly.
I noticed something big. It has Frankie from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I thought that was a crazy inclusion.
Interesting.
I'm making fun of the redhead chick that you fight in the boss fight. She looks like Frankie from Foster's Home for Imaginary
Friends. she reminded me of the Gurren Lagann girl, actually. I haven't fought her yet, so I heard people. She's a great boss, though, so we'll see where that goes. Is that the same voice actress? Does she do that character?
Yeah, it's Celica from Fire Emblem Echoes.
Nice.
Of course, yes. I've definitely played Fire Emblem. I know who that is.
The thing is, I really like her voice. Like, she's great, but like, she is so recognizable. If it's just her, it's like Cassie Cage. The Haluva boss, it's like she does Luna Cassie Cage. Like she in Arcane, there's a very like small side character, and like when she talks, she's like one of the helpers of the black lady May. I forgot what she's. Do you know what I mean? One of the main characters of Arcane, the black
chick
lady
with the arm. The black lady with the arm.
She's like horny for the. How did I forget that guy's name? The main guy from Piltover.
Yeah, the one who lost her arm early on in the show, and then she has the robotic arm, and
no,
she
not
fights.
not her. I'm talking about the rich one.
Oh,
the one who like the mom shows up.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, she's awesome. Okay,
yeah,
so her secretary is Cassie.
She had like a helper, and that is her too. It's like that side character actress here. It's the same voice actress. Yeah, her voice is just Cassie Cage basically.
I still prefer the original Cassie Cage as far as the voice actress is, but that's okay.
Yeah, she does a great job as MK11, but I do like fuck. How do I keep forgetting about this? What was the
Aloy.
Life is Strange girl? I keep forgetting about
Ashley
these.
Birch.
What?
Ashley Birch.
No, I don't mean Max.
No, she does the girl from Life is Strange. I didn't know that. I hate that character. Oh well.
Yeah, but that's her. That's
Ashley.
It is her.
Ashley Birch, who played Chloe.
Okay,
She does a
Chloe.
good
That's
job
what I
playing
was
Chloe.
talking about. Yeah. Same voice actress, but yeah. So that's how I
Gotta blame somebody. Otherwise, it's all my fault. Fuck that. Yep.
That's hella awesome.
Yeah. My buddy hates that game because it takes place in his town, and he's like, God damn it, everyone just thinks of that as like Oregon now. But,
yo, Life is Strange pride, yo. Hella awesome. I'll tell you one thing about Life is Strange. It's like, if you complain about the first game, bro, it gets so much worse. Every single sequel goes down like the worst possible. You think Life is Strange is like the most prestige thing ever compared to some of the things that happened later on in the series. I saw like YMS Adam, he had like a gaming channel. I watched through all of them. It's so cringe and so bad that it's awesome. Or how bad it is.
Go back and binge his shit. I forgot about YMS. I love that guy.
He's like one of my favorite YouTubers. But yeah, last thing I'll mention is that I've been watching a lot of movies recently. I watched many Oscar-nominated movies because, well, I like to be like, okay, if my favorite movie does not win Best Picture, at least I want to know how mad I should be when this other movie like won, basically. Because like obviously everybody wants Everything Everywhere All at Once to win, so it's like, okay, well, what if I watched Tar, Banshees of Inisherin, and then like I'm on Triangle of Sadness and all these other movies. Luckily, they're all really good movies too, so I probably wouldn't mind too much if they win. But y'all don't care about Oscar shenanigans, because I think y'all would rather just hear about the fact that today I went and watched Ant-Man.
Oh no!
Did any of you guys watch that, or like?
Just recently, yeah. I forced myself to watch it instead of looking out one day.
Yo, okay. I feel like that's not spoiled too much about it, because I someday Snake will watch it, because this is one of those pretty fun ones. I'm gonna make a big fat guess and say that you didn't like it, TrueUnderDawg.
I'm mixed because I went in expecting it to be bad because I already saw the review titles from my favorite reviewers, and it spoiled one of the characters' inclusions, which was okay, I suppose. It spoiled one of the sub bosses that shows up in the.
I mean, that's in the trailers
where
people have like talked about that guy. Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm. And then of course the main villain is pretty good. I thought he was interesting enough, and I like the idea of like one of the biggest villains ever going up against Ant-Man. It's just interesting. I find that hilarious that that's the pairing we got, right? And it's even mentioned in the movie. It's a bit too on the nose, but it's mentioned in the film.
Oh yeah,
that, like,
there was a line.
This should not be a fair matchup at all. It's mostly fine if you turn your brain off, but if you think even a little bit, it can definitely sour your experience. They definitely character assassinated one of the characters and made her completely different in this movie, which was fucking bizarre to do that.
No, I'm okay. Don't spoil it, but I'm kind of curious which one.
I'm not.
Which one? Yeah.
You should know which one I'm talking about, but she's like the one that no one can stand who's watched the movie.
Oh really?
But,
she got characters. I know who you're talking about now, though, because I don't like that character either. But I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. No one does.
She has one of the most jarring lines in cinema history that makes you like get whiplash when she says it. You're like, like your neck breaks when you hear it. You're
Which
like,
line? Because I think she's got plenty.
I mean,
I know it's around the end,
but I guess it's not a spoiler. I guess. Well, it's not. No, it's towards the beginning.
Oh,
it makes you hate her right away. It's not even a spoiler because if you've already seen the previous films, you know Ant-Man like helped in the final battle in Endgame.
Yeah.
It's when she goes, "We get it, you saved the world, but what have you done lately?" And it's like, I wanted to break my neck. I was like, "I'm sorry. What the fuck have you done in your life?"
That intro. I'm sorry. Yeah, she is like, oh gosh, that character. I think I'm struck that you're actually like, because I feel like there's a lot of things in this movie that you would like hate. You would like go into and be like, yo, what the fuck kind of thing. But I'm around the same as you.
I treated it like Guardians of the Galaxy, where I was ready to just accept all the changes and them to go goofy with it because the premise is just so stupid. Like the idea that if you shrink small enough that you discover a world makes no fucking sense. So I just like, at that point I was like, okay, if we're just going to say anything can happen, then I'll just let anything happen because that's where we're at apparently. So.
Yeah, like my brother hates
Snake is a fucking statue. Are you breathing? Okay, just wanted to make sure.
It's a PNG file. It's a PNG file over there.
And he has sunglasses on, so he could totally be asleep, and we wouldn't even know because we can't see his eyes. But yeah, I just accepted that anything can happen. It retcons the shit out of a lot of previous Ant-Man movies, but it's like just whatever. Ragnarok did well, so now everyone's just doing Ragnarok, where silly equals good. But at least in Ant-Man, it's done okay. I would say Ant-Man is like a 6 out of 10 for me. Maybe a 7 out of 10 on a good day. It's not going to change your life, but I enjoyed it, and it was fine. It had some stupid shit, sure. Maybe I'm used to eating shit. Maybe I'm stuck in the shit restaurant, so when they keep serving me shit, I just don't notice the taste anymore. That's entirely possible. But it's not terrible.
Yeah, you're a Mortal Kombat fan.
Yeah, true.
Lamau.
True.
I'm around the same angle as you, TrueUnderDawg. It's like it is really middle of the road. It's like there's so many things I hate. If I made a video on this, I would probably hate this movie a lot more because it's like some of the editing is really bad too.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes it's like some character will talk like this, and the next shot they'll just look at the camera and be like, "We must go," and the next shot they'll be standing up and stuff like that. I'm like, "What the frick is this editing?" and stuff.
Comment below if you want to see SonicHaXD make Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania 6.
Don't make me go down the Marvel route.
Ant-Man and the Wasp? Is it called that? It's called Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It's called Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Yes, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
That's hilarious considering how she has like 10 lines of dialogue.
Exactly.
That is funny.
She is there just to be like the most side character and just use abilities and like, oh, Cassie is my daughter, I think, because I'm the wife of Scott Lang right now. Oh, Cassie. Okay, bye. Mom,
really
what are you telling me? Okay, bye.
But yeah, exactly. Mom, what do you? I have a haircut. That is an actual line. They bring up that she has a haircut.
What?
Like, you have a haircut.
She's literally just
like. I thought it was just called Ant-Man 3 because like you might as well not call it Ant-Man and the Wasp because she's like not there.
No, she literally was like, we need to find Scott. Okay, where's my paycheck? Bye.
So I've not seen the film, but there's one thing I like about it. The name Quantumania is stupid, but it's QU Ant U Man IA.
They specify that in the credits. I noticed that too, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. There's like Ant-Man and then Quantum. It's like, oh, Quantumania. It's like
it does kind of give me flashbacks when they did that Captain Marvel trailer, and it's like believe in a hero, but then the A and the O like fade out and it says her, or like vice versa. And it's like, yes, guys, we get it. She's a woman.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Did you know this hero has a vagina? Hey, you can't say woman anymore. The new term is breeding people or people who menstruate. You can't say woman anymore.
I mean, it's not as bad as the Batwoman trailer, which literally screams "I'm a woman," as if people couldn't figure out that Batwoman is in fact a woman. Thanks, guys. I never would have figured that out without you helping.
Thank you.
The sad part is, if they hadn't made her so unlikable in the trailer before that line, that could have actually been an enjoyable like. Reveal. Badass girl boss moment. If she was just like, if it started off instead, I know I'm a huge sexist for saying this, but if it had started off instead with like a sexy getting dressed in the outfit, like seeing like her getting the Batman suit on, and then she comes out and it's like, I'm a woman, and she starts kicking ass, people would have loved it. But instead it's her like insulting Batman for like a solid 30 seconds.
Yeah, the whole entire trailer is just her insulting Batman.
Like, that's you're just getting punched in the face. You're a fan, like, stop, I want to like this show. You're getting beat up. So
yeah. Overall, we can talk more about Ant-Man when Snake watches it if he wants to. Wait for it on Disney Plus if you're not feeling for it. But like,
yeah, because I've only just finally gotten around to watching Black Panther 2 on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I love watching your twit reactions for every 10 minutes of what's going on in the plot. Oh, this that. Oh, like what's this character? What's up with Namor and like the storm?
You mean when I tweeted how the Atlanteans, I can't wait for them to show up in Marvel vs. Capcom 4 because they look exactly like those blue villagers from Resident Evil 5.
Oh, I saw that, yes.
Follow me on Twitter. I'm very clever and smart and funny on Twitter.
It's very funny. He has the best shower thoughts. Have you seen his AI-generated tweets? They're quite amazing.
I had a shower thought the other day, and it's just a stupid one. I hope no one finds it offensive. I just had an actual random shower thought.
Okay, this is shower thought, guys.
I sent it to my buddies. I was like, what do you call a trans mermaid?
And
how would that even work?
Because, because they're not called merwoman. Well, okay, wait. Isn't even sometimes a merman can be called a mermaid? Or am I not right about this?
Technically, I call them mermen to be specific, but technically a mermaid, like if it's like you could call it a male mermaid, I guess, or a boy mermaid.
Well, like
a boy maid.
Yeah, for
that's
like
a different thing. That's a different
say there's like a school of mermaids, and then there's some boys in there. Then the school of mermaids, wouldn't that still kind of work in that sense?
And technically, mermaiden would be a better way to say it because maiden actually means woman, but maid is just a job title. I think you can have a male maid. I'm pretty sure.
So I suppose,
or are they just butlers then?
Well, it can work. Like, you ever heard of Maid Marian from Robin Hood? Like she's not a maid. She's like a lady of like noble birth. So maid can work that way.
Okay. It was a random shower thought, guys. Don't think too much into it. It was supposed to be stupid and a funny joke. Y'all took it like really serious and got quiet.
Well, obviously,
I'm sorry.
Obviously, if she is born male but is female, then it's a mermaid. Obviously, underdog, stupid.
Well, also, if she's a clownfish mermaid, because like they're fish people, right? So if she's a clownfish mermaid, then they can just change their gender whenever they want. They can change their sex whenever.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
See, mermaid.
Make it happen, fan arts. You cowards. Make it happen, web artists.
Yeah, the term mermaid is very, very non-binary and very respectable.
I also was tying the end of my stupid tweet the other day of like the buff mermaids are keeping the MK12 roster safe at the bottom of the ocean.
I saw that. Yeah. Oh, but I guess we should
originally
get into why you made that tweet and what's been going on with you, TrueUnderDawg. I'm pretty much finishing my stuff.
We'll tackle both. I'll keep it short. So I don't know if I think I showed you just the box last time, but Ivy is fully set up now behind me.
Oh, let's see this.
She's right there.
Oh, nice.
She's very small. You can't. I don't know why I have these things. You can't even see them. They're too far away. And just like Snake's action figure, a piece of her fell off, but like actually 4 pieces are off. But nothing super glue can't fix because it's just like a tiny little green gemstone on her hand or on her sword, and it's flat on the other side, so super easy to super glue. Like, nothing that like Gorilla Glue can't fix. Although I still haven't done it because like if my errand requires doing something I've never done, I usually don't do it. Like, I don't want to go to a hardware store. I never do go to hardware stores. I don't need to. I guess Michael's might have it. I bet like an art store might have like super glue of some kind. It probably does. But yeah, I still have 2 of them, by the way. So if anyone's watching this podcast and is rich and wants to buy one, it's never been opened. It's still in the box, and it's still in fact inside the cardboard box that it came in.
Yo. $400
exactly.
discount.
You can get it for $400.
$400 discount.
She cost $800 technically, and she's probably worth more now because once they actually go out and are shipped and everyone has them, they go up in price because you officially can't buy them anymore. Like they're sold. So she's technically gone up in price, but $400 is completely fair if you want to buy it. Also, getting these things is really annoying because like due to the weird shipping blockade and stuff that's happening due to like the state we're in the world, like it's hard to get these figurines fast. They're always delayed by like a whole half a year. But yeah, so that's one thing. I got her set up very easy. I actually recorded it too, but I haven't posted yet because I got hacked. So go ahead.
No, I was just saying sorry, but like I could add one teeny tiny additional thing because I thought it'd be kind of interesting to bring this up.
Okay.
So, like, do you guys remember one time? Because I mentioned a T-shirt in the beginning of the podcast, but did you guys remember the thing that you once suggested to me about my T-shirts a little bit ago? Maybe about the poker skit one. Well, I went. Oh crap! Are you kidding me? It's too big. I'll screenshot it. Well, I went ahead and did the thing, which is tried it in a black and white style.
Oh, nice. You did it manga? Did you reverse it too?
No, of course I can't, because the royal flush wouldn't have been.
Yeah,
but
stupid.
I just turned it into black and white.
I like it.
It's and I have it on sale right now actually, so I might buy it someday and like show it off on the podcast one day.
Nice.
Very nice. I think you need a third variant. So you have that. You have the normal color one. Then you need the JoJo 2P version, where all the colors get weird because things are getting intense. So Ermac is just blue for some reason. Because everything's getting intense.
I just go into Photoshop and turn the hue into like the other side, and bam, 2P color.
Ermac is blue.
So good.
Reptile is yellow, and Ferratora purple.
Yeah, there you go. Indeed. I'll probably like cause I heard on like the Design for Humans site, if you get like $75 of merch, I think it's free shipping. So I might do that. And maybe I'll add some more merch just so I can like get that limit. Or if the site is nice enough, I might just buy other people's merch, like maybe TrueUnderDawg's shirt with it or something to like go with the shipping and stuff.
Nice.
All right, sorry for interrupting.
So I want to make a plushie now. I definitely want to make a plushie.
Do you use the same website then for your shirts?
I use Teespring now, but I also have Design by Humans. They're my old one, but then Teespring just seemed easier.
I have both, basically.
Also, my old shirt designs, they're not bad, but they're not that great on Design by Humans. My new ones are like on a different level. Like, they're just good shirts. Because I finally learned like what makes a shirt design good and stuff, and I did so by, of course, just observing around me what people wear and just like taking notes on what people like. I have some new ones that I want to do actually too that I think could be really cool.
Very nice.
I
I'm still
thought of
looking
one
forward
where,
to your fake katana one that is coming out soon.
It's actually right here if you want to see it. I can just bring it up because by the time you air this, it's probably going to be already on sale. So let me just go ahead and bring it out.
Okay. Exclusive footage here, yo. Exclusive Patreon footage. I gotta check this out.
Wait, we say that, but this episode's going to be going out in like 3 or 4 weeks' time.
No, it's actually going to be out like next week because last episode came out week. So this one's going to be pretty new actually. Well, unless if now this episode comes out 2 weeks later.
Yeah, I mean this episode right now that we're recording, that'll be like 4
Only
weeks
available for a limited time. Get them while they're out, or they'll become collector's items.
So I think it looks cool, except your camera is very blurry, so I can't really see it.
It'll look fine when I submit you my
Okay.
thing.
I'll pretend then. Like,
I can also just post
look
an
at
image
the
in the chat.
sun designs and the blue ninja on the top left. Yo, it's very cool.
That was actually all the artists too. I didn't even recommend doing that. I did recommend like a sun and a moon, but they were just colored different. Like one was yellow, one was white. And she actually made like the cool rays coming off the sun, so you know for sure that one's the sun and one's the moon. The entire idea is that it's inspired by Katana, but unlike
Obviously,
Katana, who is just so Katana is just like surface level a warrior princess. Like everyone knows that she's like an assassin and princess like at the same time. The idea with this character is that she's princess by day, and then at night she gets in disguise and becomes an assassin and does assassin shit. And then by day she's I'm just an innocent princess. Like she just like goes back into that state again. Is the idea.
That's a good idea.
She does not have a name technically, but I'll probably call her Azure or Azul, whatever means blue in a different language.
Nice. Azure.
It costs way too much fucking money to make. It's way too expensive. I'm in the hole. It costs like $1,000 to get made, which is ridiculous. But it is what it is. Apparently they're gonna help me sell it, like advertise it and shit. Yeah, no, that's how I felt. I knew it was gonna cost that much too. I knew I was getting like tricked into like this kind of thing, but we'll see. But
You need to get more commissions, dog, to know the art prices of what people will draw.
I know it's not normally worth that. This is how the site works. So Juniper makes shirts specifically for YouTubers, but the idea is they provide everything. So they have the warehouse that makes the stuff, which is why you can get more return on your commissions because like they're making it for cheaper, and they also help market it. And because they have a bunch of artists on hand, so you can like find an artist that fits the style you want to go for, and then also they can make plushies and shit. They can make 3D stuff if you want.
Okay.
They can even like make one guy had a hoodie commissioned. It's a hoodie technically, but it looks like a military World War II like outfit from Call of Duty because it has all the pouches and shit on it. Like it's done super well. So they can do really high quality stuff. I just wanted to do a shirt. But I'm thinking I'll go back to them one more time if this is successful because I just had an idea. I want to take the In the Lab combo chick and make her into a plushie. I think it'd be cute, a little chibi plushie of the combo girl, and I'll call her Combo Kitten. I think will be her name. I'm Underdog and she's Combo Kitten. I think sounds cute.
Wait. What's the
Combo Chan?
Combo Chan. What is the combo? What did you just say? The combo character in the lab. Which game is that from?
She's made up.
That
She's
one.
mine. She's original.
Okay. I thought you were talking about there's like a combo chick that you could beat up in like Street Fighter, like a punching bag or something.
No, she's the one doing the combos. She's not getting comboed.
Okay, so she's
giving you the 2-piece combo meal.
No, she's a comboy.
A comboy, nice.
A comboy.
Nice. I like it. That's a good joke. A tomboy, but comboy, yeah. I have two ideas in my head floating around. The obvious one is she's just a chibi. Like that's the easy, just a little chibi plushie, you know.
Yeah.
But it would be really adorable if they could somehow make like she's still a chibi, but have her hugging a really giant one of those chemical flasks that she's holding in her hand, and it has like combo written on it, and she's just hugging it like she's still a scientist. She's hugging a giant like glass. The one that she's holding. She's holding one of those beakers, the ones that are like tall and then a triangle at the bottom. Imagine that kind of beaker, but she's like hugging it, and she's tiny. That could be really cute.
You want her with her arms out like this so she can rest on the edge of your fight stick.
That'd be cute too.
And watch and observe.
Wait, okay, I'm gonna.
It would be awesome if she's canonically small.
she's just actually just that tiny. I forgot which fighting game. Like, there's a lot of fighting games that do that just have a really tiny character, yeah, and stuff fighting.
She can play controller just fine, but if she has to use fight stick, it's very difficult because it takes her whole body to like move the stick. It's just to stomp on the button with her foot while moving the stick.
Like kick, just like the more intense combo.
She plays Chun-Li.
She has to play DDR on a fight stick.
Pretty much.
Well,
she can have a modified one where the stick is in the middle and all the buttons are like around the stick, so she can still move it and like step on the buttons. That'd be pretty sick, actually.
Oh, what I was gonna ask is a bit of a rhetorical question. That is like your original character, right? The combo girl.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Okay, that's cool.
The artist invented her. I gave a very vague description of what I wanted, and what I got was like completely different than what I was. It's still like the main idea. All I said was, I want a fighting game looking chick, kind of like a Street Fighter looking character, but she has a bit of a lab coat, and she's making a combo in the lab, because the inside joke is that when you're in practice mode, you're in the lab. So she's like in the lab making the perfect combo, but it's a literal lab. So in my head, I pictured like a desk, like an actual like scientist desk, and like she'd be mixing two chemicals, and she had like the goggles and shit, and like actually like just like experimenting. But he gave me like her like breaking the stuff out of the way and holding the flask, which is still super sick. And I really like it. And it has inside jokes on the shirt. Like the different beakers have labels that only fighting game people would know, which is cool.
Very
I love
nice.
the little references. So I'm thinking she could be a plushie.
I like the part where Dog says that he wants like a Street Fighter looking character, and yet there's no emphasis on her ass, her thighs, or her feet. That's not how Street Fighter do, my friend. You got duped.
She's
got
wholesome.
midriff, I guess. She has a sports bra.
Oh,
She has KO on her titties. That's kind of fun.
She's a real knockout.
Yeah, that was also the original idea before I gave it a name, was Knockout Girl. So I was thinking that in my head, like she's Knockout Girl. So,
Very
which is a
nice.
double joke because like they call girls a knockout when like they're beautiful, you know?
Yeah, obviously.
So it's a double joke there. So that's what I want to do. What else did I do? I watched Wakanda Forever.
Oh, you
It
did
was
too.
fine.
I guess we all did.
Again,
that.
I'm just used to shit.
I mean, it's a fitting name because it felt like it went on forever.
It is a long movie, but after watching Avatar 2,
Like-
nothing is long to me anymore because Avatar 2 is the longest film I've ever seen.
3 hours, right?
Jesus.
3 hours and 12 minutes.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's like Lord of the Rings films were famous for like approaching the 3 hour mark, but this movie's just straight up 3 hours
Well,
and then
if you
some.
watch the extended
And-
versions, then they will be 3 hours. Like I did for
I
all
think-
three.
I think even
Nice.
I think even the theatrical cut for Return of the King was 3.5.
Really? Then there you go. That's fair though.
Okay.
So, but Lord of the Rings, I feel like because of like how it's paced, you don't really notice it as much. With the Avatar 2 movie, like I was watching it with my buddy, and I didn't know it was that long of a movie. And at one point, I noticed like you get a feel for how long you've been in the theater, and you can tell based on what's happening on screen that you're nowhere near the finale. And I just leaned over to my buddy and I was like, "It's kind of a long movie, huh?" Like they're introducing new stuff still, not even like final act building up. They're just still introducing new stuff into the world right now, and we've been here for 2.5 hours.
I
We're in
heard
for a ride.
I heard the movie is kind of like 3 movies in one, like 3 stories in one movie or something. I haven't seen it, so I'm not too sure about what happens in there.
Which is fascinating because there's going to be a trilogy. That's what James Cameron wants to
trilogy
do.
only.
And,
I feel like I've heard like it's gonna go on longer.
well, this is the new
I mean-
trilogy, is what I mean. Like the first film is just its own thing, and this is now a
Awesome.
trilogy that is canon.
Oh.
Starting from 2 then.
Yes.
2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's funny because everyone was like laughing at him because it was very possible that this film just flopped. And if so, he would not get to make the trilogy. And that's happened a lot. Like a lot of people wanted to do an extended universe and then just didn't get to. Like the Mummy movie with Tom Cruise was supposed to be like a new cinematic universe.
I mean, don't forget that the franchise he started, the Terminator, that happened 3 times. There is a trilogy of failed trilogy starters. Never forget
true,
that.
Indeed.
Anyways,
Anyways,
crazy.
let's get back
So,
to Wakanda.
Well, not only
That's
that.
right. Oh, sorry. You were
Well, I
not
was going to say just real quick before we move on.
that.
So, people were also laughing because they found out that in order for that film to break even, it would have to make $2 billion, which is crazy because recently even Marvel movies could not cross the 1 billion threshold. Even with like their heavy hitter movies, they could not cross the 1 billion threshold. He made that money back pretty quick. Like he's already passed into like the $3 billion territory, which is
Yeah.
insane, by the way. People don't understand how that happened because it's in the same kind of Marvel movie category. Like it's like action, fantasy, like, you know, escapism kind of story, but
yeah.
it's doing way better than Marvel movies. And I think it's just because like it's its own fantasy thing. It's not trying to like tie into the real world. It's 100% just fantasy, which I think appeals to like the whole world, which is smart.
That's what I was thinking too. I think globally speaking, I know like if I'm not mistaken, like Avatar is very famous in China. Like I think China loves it.
Makes sense because like it's all alien people, so like it can appeal to anybody.
Yeah, so
you can't be like Wakanda Forever is never going to do good in China.
Sadly, very sadly.
Even in a country that says, hey, is that a black person on that poster? Let's just shrink him right down or put a mask on him. That'll do. Even in a country like that, it can still sell blue people because they're not real.
Yep. That's what
even though some of the big hitters, like black actresses, are like playing in Avatar too, but we can't tell because they're blue.
Because they're blue. Exactly. Zendaya.
I remember. Yeah, there was like a poster showcasing the.
Not Zendaya.
Not Zendaya. Wait, that's not right. Not Zendaya. The Guardians of the Galaxy
Zenyatta
lady.
or something. She has a very fancy name also.
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana.
Huh?
Why don't we just fact check
What
this?
You said the Guardians of the Galaxy lady. You talk about Gamora?
Yes.
Yeah, what's her name?
Yeah, Zoe Saldana.
There you go.
Saldana. That's what it is. I know her name for the most random reason. She appeared on Space Ghost Coast to Coast, that Adult Swim show, and he was like, Zoe Saldana. And she just like paused and he went, Saldana. And she's just like looking at him, Saldana. So that's why I know who she is, because she was on Space Ghost.
Fun fact about Zoe, I actually saw her in person one time. Well, this was back in 2014 when the very first Guardians of the Galaxy was premiering, and I went there for summer vacation, and my cousins and stuff like, let's go to Hollywood for fun. And then literally that day was the red carpet premiere of Guardians of the Galaxy, so I saw like Chris Pratt, saw all basically the whole cast of like the Guardians of the Galaxy people, and it's like, Vin Diesel was there and stuff like that, and the joke was like, look, it's Vin Diesel. You know, he looks kind of short compared to his bodyguards and stuff.
Yeah.
That was very interesting too, because
Vin Diesel is very short.
Vin Diesel is like normal size basically, but in the movies they definitely like, when he's standing next to the Rock, it's like he's like makes it like very obviously kind of height it up.
Well,
like,
The Rock is a pro wrestler. They're always like 6'5" minimum. They're big fucking people.
What's so funny was Chris Pratt wasn't even that popular back then, so it was like, look, it's the main character of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I guess cool.
People still don't recognize him in public, apparently. It's a running joke that like he has the easiest life not being called out in public because he looks so normal.
That's funny. Shoot, what was... I guess...
Speaking of, that's a good segue because I've been playing Guardians of the Galaxy recently. I've gotten a couple hours in, and I'm really... It's an interesting mix of stuff because, for one, you can see the budget in some spots, like how good it is with the facial animations and stuff.
Ooh.
But then at the same time, it has some old school, like, Xbox 360 moments where like the camera will like zoom in on their face when it's not supposed to show them, and their mouth just goes and like barely matches their lip sync because it's like in gameplay, right? So it's not they don't expect you to get all up in there with the camera, or they'll be like straight up just like default posing during a cutscene and like nothing's happening. So it's got some funny PS2 style like glitches and parts where you can tell they didn't care that much about fixing it. I enjoy the gameplay. I enjoy the silly mechanics in it. I will say one critique I have, which is not a critique to most modern people, but to old school gamers it is. Dear fucking God, can I play the game? Like, there are so many parts where I just don't get to fucking play. Or it's hand holding, like, just hold forward on the stick.
It's all
falling around, run. And it's like, you just hold forward. Or you walk with people and they talk give like exposition, like Assassin's Creed. And I'm like, okay, can I play a video game, please? I want to play a video game. But it does a lot of stuff well. It already feels like, oddly enough, it feels almost better written than the movies as far as each character getting to be an actual character. Yeah. Like, Drax is actually a character instead of just the joke being, haha, he doesn't get metaphors and slang, and he is, like, kind of dumb.
But I mean, I do like
they even have references in the game that are only from the comics, which is cool. Like, it's clearly in comic universe, not in movie universe, which is also really cool, and I like it.
It's a really cool blend of the two.
Yeah.
The aesthetic is basically the movies, but the lore is more for the comics.
Yeah, like
you can even get their movie outfits right away.
Yeah. Oh, cool! You can get movie outfits. Nice.
A lot. Yeah, there's a lot of costumes in that game, and also when you're choosing the costume, it gives the entire list of everybody who worked on that issue. It's like
it
debuted
does,
in
yeah.
this issue.
That's so
Here's
cool.
the writer, the artist, the inker, the editor. They all get the credit. And also, there's a little text blurb where Quill explains what the costume's origin is in this universe. So here's why Drax wore this costume. Here's why Gamora wore this costume.
Wait, they give it like explanation?
Yeah, and
That's
it's
so cool.
tongue in cheek with the movie costumes. I think it's tongue in cheek with it because it's like, Peter Quill explained movies to us, and it's like, here's what that's about.
Yeah, for example,
like,
Sonic, one of the first costumes you get is Groot with like a lava-looking monster look. Like it looks like a nightmare version of Groot.
Cool.
And there's actually a comic reason why that happens, but in the game reason it goes, Groot keeps telling me about a recurring nightmare he has where he's like this ghoulish monster and he's like just red and destroying things. Poor guy. I hope he gets over those night terrors soon. And you can give him that skin where he's like a lava monster version of Groot.
That's
and
cool.
I don't have it on because it just kind of ruins the immersion of the cutscenes. So like everyone else looks normal and he's just like terrifying looking in the background. But I still haven't found a Gamora one. I'm so mad. I found like 5 skins and not a single one's been Gamora yet. And frustratingly enough, the first skin you find for each character seems to always be the movie skin for some reason. So I already have the movie version of like 3 characters.
Promotional wise, yeah.
And I'm like, damn it. Yeah, which is fine. Actually, Drax kind of looks better in the movie one, but I just don't want to change it because I like how he looks for now in the game version. Also, I really appreciate the first boss lady. Her ass is just out. I love that in 2022 we can still get that. Like her butt cheeks just out.
Interesting.
But
interesting.
what is her name? Hell something, Hellraiser, or it's not Hellraiser. It's
Lady Hellbender.
Hellbender. That's what it is. Yeah. Not to be confused with the Hellbenders series on YouTube, the little Flash cartoon series. But yeah, Lady Hellbender. She's great. I wish the boss fight was actually her, but it's still fun. And it's very PS2-ish, though, because there's weird glitches that happen every now and then. And because the game doesn't have too many cutscenes, most of them are actually real-time in-game cutscenes and not pre-rendered, which makes sense because you can put skins on people. So they want the skins to actually matter. So I get that. But at the same time, there's weird pop-ins and stuff and glitches that just happen in the background. Again, it has some PS2 jank, which is, I love it, actually, because it reminds me of, like, my childhood, like, nostalgia and stuff, where, like, funny stuff would happen in the background.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
Which version did you play on it, like, on the PC or?
PS5. It's PS5,
Oh.
so it should run the best it possibly can, and it still has problems. Yeah. Unless it was never meant to be on the PS5, in which case it could be the opposite, where it has more glitches on the PS5.
Well, it's
but I
not
think
PS5
it
exclusive,
runs
so
smoothly.
yeah.
I've never had any issues with it as far as like running and freezing or anything, but it has like some jank moments where stuff just kind of is horrible, and you're like, oh, that was really noticeable what just happened there.
Technically,
but, oh well.
PS5 would be the best experience because the system would run the best, technically speaking. I remember like when Elden Ring came out, it's like, oh, this game is full of glitches unless you play on the PS5. Because I remember that was the thing back then.
The PS5 can even run games better than PCs for the most part. Not only because the PS5 is like a high-end PC, but also because the games are made with the PS5 in mind. So you're actually going to find less glitches on the PS5 than on the PC, usually. Real quick, too, also, I wanted to mention, the most impressive thing about the Guardians game that I did not see coming is it's going to have a lot of replayability because you make a lot of choices in the game as the leader. And the choices are hard. They're not like obvious. Oh, Snake gonna tell me they don't matter a lot of the time. It's possible, I guess, but at least at the time when you're playing them, they're tough decisions to make. Like for example, it's not even really a spoiler. At one point, Rocket Raccoon is actually pretty sad, and he goes, "You know what sucks, Quill? What actually sucks is being the only person that cares about the ship. None of you seem to care that the ship is like under repaired and." We took damage in the recent fight, and this thing's on its last legs, and we've been through so many adventures with it, and no one seems to care that this ship is like dying. Quill, we have to stop what we're doing and fix the ship. But then like the mission you're on is actually really urgent, so you have to choose like which you do. And I felt bad telling Rocket, no, Rocket, we've got to do this mission, and he's like, fine. He just like walks off kind of sad, and I'm like, oh, that's how Rocket would respond. He wouldn't even argue, he'd be like, fine, yeah, fuck you, but he said it in his head, like fuck you too, and just walks off. And so it's cool. Like it's got actual Mass Effect moments in it, where like there's actual like drama or at least emotion in it.
I heard
and I'm
depending
like, oh, cool.
on like who you're more nicer, who you side with more, you get more interactions with them or something.
Oh, that's cool too.
That's just what I heard. Is
the
that
only thing
your
I
take,
didn't,
or I don't
one
know?
thing I didn't like at first, but I get why they did it. It makes sense now. I didn't like that Gamora. Sorry, Snake. I didn't like how Gamora, unlike in the films where she has a very typical way of speaking, where she's like a gladiator kind of speaker. In the games, she just sounds like a regular Earth woman. Like her lingo and slang is just like regular woman, but like she sounds like a college student kind of with the way she talks, not in an annoying way, but like she just kind of comes off that way. But I guess why they did it is because that way she blends in too much with Drax and Rocket if she talks in a certain manner, so they made her just more like Quill, which I guess is fine. Also, this might just be me, Snake. Tell me if you have this problem. Sometimes I confuse if Quill or Rocket Raccoon are talking. Their voices to me are very close, and I sometimes forget who's talking.
I never really felt that way.
Do you have subtitles
personally.
on, like or when you play these, or no?
I do. But like for one thing, Quill's voice is very different in the game than it is in the films, whereas the Rocket Raccoon voice actor is trying to match the Rocket Raccoon pretty closely. So it's weird to have Rocket Raccoon with a voice so much deeper than Quill, because Quill's voice is higher pitch in the game than in the films. He's like, all right, guys, we got to group up. Come on, get in the circle. Like, he just sounds like higher pitched. So I get them mixed up, because to me, that's how Rocket Raccoon sounds. He sounds kind of like this. And then Quill will talk, and guys, he sounds like this. So to me, they sound very similar. But that's just me.
I have numerous comments. One is
also his accent changes, like Snake said.
Yeah, but one thing is that the voice cast is Canadian, so and there are points where you can really tell.
Okay.
Like there's a couple of points where Quill's accent slips, and you're like, that he's definitely Canadian. I like it. So there's that. I think the subtitles are color coded per character.
Oh, okay.
If I recall correctly.
So that make it easier.
I think each character has their own color.
Yeah.
And also, for me, the true accent for Rocket Raccoon is Cockney.
Yeah.
That's what he had in Avengers, Mightiest Heroes,
Yep.
and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That's the true Rocket Raccoon. Even other voice actors did the same thing. Like in the Lego one, you had John DiMaggio, I think, doing or Nolan North doing a Cockney accent for Rocket Raccoon. That's the way he should sound. I like the movie version a lot. I like the game version a lot, but I wish they were Cockney.
Me too, even though it makes no sense, because he's never he doesn't have any memory of being on Earth, so it will kind of make no sense to have
TrueUnderDawg.
But it does give him a unique character.
Well, you say that, but do you really think American accents are universal? I think not.
Literally, in like the Lord of the Rings, don't the orcs
right.
or something, or like some of the species have British accents? Like don't they have like accents and stuff?
In Lord of the Rings, everyone has that.
Dude, Snake caught me being a total American just now because I totally forgot that Americans have accents. Which is a total American thing, to just forget that we have accents. To Americans, we're default.
It's such a bizarre thing. I understand why it happens, but it's such a bizarre thing to think, yes, the default sound for the English language is the American accent.
That is true, yes.
Maybe it's like the goo from Ant-Man 3. It's the goo.
That's you won't understand that. It's okay, Snake.
Yeah.
No.
Good.
I'll add one
with
thing
so
about
many inside jokes that he has no clue what's happening.
I'll add one thing about the game that I find kind of interesting, because I'll pick this up someday. You haven't finished it yet, right, Dog? If I'm not mistaken.
I'm not even close. I just killed Lady Hellbender, or I just fought the Lady Hellbender boss. She doesn't die. Okay. I just fought the Lady Hellbender boss, and that's about where I'm at.
Okay.
Which I think for one session I got pretty far, just for one session.
Because what I've heard that I kind of think that's really cool about the game, and it's up to you if you're going to play it a second time or not, but what I heard is if you beat the game, you can play the game again, and you will unlock a translator for Groot. So you can actually understand what Groot is saying throughout the whole entire game, because he just says "I am Groot" throughout the game, right? So
Groot.
So you can unlock a
I
translator.
do plan to do a second playthrough at some point, so I'm gonna have to check that at some point, because it is the kind of thing I would want to play the game again and go through with a guide to get all the costumes.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. Like a lot of people say this, but really, and it's a bit of a, everyone says it, but it's kind of true. This game is what the Avengers game should have been.
We literally said that like last time we were on podcast. It's like, this is the one that is actually good. No microtransactions, no like online requirements and all that. It's actually single player shenanigans.
Yeah, microtransactions are good. Change my mind.
Funnily enough, technically, once Avengers gets its final update, because when it came out, Guardians was all the costumes just in the game. You just find them in the world and unlock them, like Spider-Man. You just unlock them. Don't pay for any costumes. There's no DLC. You just get the costume and that's it. But when the Avengers game gets its final patch, that will technically be better because they're going to unlock everything. So I think you'll just have everything from the start. So you could just play it with Werewolf Captain America from start to finish if you so desire.
Tell us how you feel about that when that happens.
Captain America.
Yeah. There's a skin. That's it's a Werewolf Captain America.
I imagine I feel similar to the Combat League people when they get to the top rank in Combat League just to get a certain skin, and then NetherRealm towards the end of the game for MK11's life cycle decided to do the same season again, but they flipped the order. So like now to get like the hard skin, just play the game and win like 3 matches, and now you get the toughest skin for Combat League if you want. I imagine it feels like that, but at the same time, fuck those people, because Combat League sucks a big ass. It is the most frustrated I've ever been playing ranked, and I can't wrap my head around why. It's just so damn frustrating.
I'm very curious about that. How do you guys feel about like very hard to get or exclusive skins being available like years later? Because we kind of talked about the whole like Scarlet skin being changed situation and stuff like that. Technically speaking, these people worked for this exclusive skin that no one should have unless if they've done this, and now it's just available for everybody. Like, how do you guys feel about that?
Well, the way I look at it is, they work hard to unlock it. Good for them. I don't care. I want it.
I go back and forth.
Yeah.
I'd say for the most part, I want the option to buy it just because, like you said, I'm a whale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like most things like that should have like multiple ways to unlock them. You know, like how in Smash Bros, it's usually like do this thing to unlock this character, or just do some like Mewtwo had like a one criteria to unlock, or the other one was just do 200 versus matches. So you just keep restarting the match, jump into a pit and die, do the start of the match again, just do that. If you want to get Mewtwo that way, you can do that. I think more games, just for the sake of accessibility, because some people are up for the challenge, some people physically cannot do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like there should be ways for them to get that content. And also, I know this kind of plays into the whole difficulty in Dark Souls thing.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I would never force like From Software to put in an easy mode, but if they decided, oh, we want to make an easy mode for Dark Souls 4 or whatever, and you complain about it, fuck off. You're a piece of shit. You go into hell. Cease.
It's a very interesting turn of content. I agree for like unlocking things, but I'm mainly definitely more talking about like online games, because you are showcasing the shenanigans and what. And I also remember that like discussion like thread when you made that on Twitter, Snake. I remember that was a whole entire people were riled up about that.
Before Snake brought up the difficulty mode in Dark Souls, I was gonna say Snake once again proving he's more of a prophet and less of a human, because he just like got really good advice and sage like wisdom, but I just disagree on the Dark Souls has to be difficult. It's like why people like it, I feel. But I also think that I like difficulty sliders normally in every other game.
I actually.
Time to.
No, I usually like to play games without any like difficulty sliders stuff, because that way I know this game was meant to be like this. Because there's like a game that I love playing, Metrovania. So sometimes I'll like find a bunch to play. What is this? Axion Verge? I think that's what that game was called. Okay. It's like a Metroid love letter game, and that game had like a normal and hard mode. And I was like, I'm a Metrovania pro. I'm gonna play the hard mode, and I played the hard mode, and I wasn't really enjoying it, mainly just because hard mode was just more health, and that made it feel like, I'm not like I gotta just shoot more to kill this thing, and that's about it, which kind of makes it annoying. The thing I did enjoy was when I beat the game, it gave me an achievement saying, "Congrats, you won in a hard mode." Only 3% of people have this. Like, oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Nice. Meanwhile, some games are too easy, and people are told to play them on a harder difficulty because like they're clearly hand-holding at like normal difficulty. So it's like, dude, play it on hard, or you're like not getting the experience. So it is kind of cool to know like if a game was designed around a set difficulty, that you've now beaten the correct version of the game. Yeah, I definitely agree with that idea. Dead Space, great example. Wait, no, it's not. Dead Space has difficulties. Fuck me. Yeah, bad example.
But what I was gonna add to say is like, that's me. I love playing games that challenge me in terms of these sort of orders. If you want to play a game easier, or if you want to play like you wish for all that kind of stuff, like Totally. I can see why people would want that. I remember back when Elden Ring came out, because literally it's like that game has so many easy mode accessibilities in there that like when people, I remember it's like, oh, you beat the hardest boss in the game? How is that possible? I asked, I summoned a friend to help. I used like magic. You can't do that! You're not extremist! How dare you sully the From Software? It's like, shut up! Like that's the thing you can do in the game. It's like,
and that's one of the reasons why I want easier difficulty options in those games, because those people don't deserve to be happy. I want them.
The Cuphead extremist all over again.
What's the Cuphead extremist?
People like that. I was like, I want them to feel bad that the thing is not being catered to them, because they don't deserve it to have it catered towards them, because they're such elitist assholes.
I
agree. So
I'll just say one really
short
thing. So I'll just add this really short thing. I remember people were like complaining like when FromSoft, like when they do easier things in their game, and then like in Sekiro, the moment you beat the first chapter, there literally is a dummy for you as a training like mode guy that you can just use there in the beginning. Dark Souls never has these. You just are thrown in. But in Sekiro, it's like, okay, you want to practice your sword, you can use it on this dummy guy, and he'll teach you some things and stuff like that, actually teaching you and whatnot. It's like, and I remember the Dark Souls elitist is like, you guys are having it way too good. How do you have a mentor in the game and stuff like that?
That's stupid. So the Cuphead elitists believe that if you beat Cuphead by using anything but the default finger gun that you get, that you didn't actually play the game. Like, you're supposed to beat it with just the default, like, finger cannon to aim manually. It does moderate damage. They think that's the only way to, like, beat the game, like, legitimately. These are, like, the extreme elitists,
There's,
though,
like,
which
all
is funny
these,
because
like,
the game's already super hard.
Power-ups and superpowers that I want to see. It's like, come on now. That's like saying play Mega Man, but only with only the beats. Pew, 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 pew. That's it. Never change your abilities. Like, come on now.
That would be almost the exact example I was going to go to.
Because that'd be almost impossible, because like Mega Man has a set order that is recommended to play in with the bosses, because some boss power-ups like eat the other boss's lunch, so you're meant to like kill them in that order if you can. But of course it's possible to beat them in any order, I believe, but it sounds like it'd be really hard, because some enemies are very, very resistant to the default gun.
That might be
in Mega Man.
That might be one of my reasons as to why I did not have a good time with Mega Man X, the first game, because I went into the complete wrong order, and it's just like I went through these bosses that are like so impossible to kill. Like, what the frick is this? And I looked up, oh, okay, I should probably go here first, and then like,
so much screaming with that game, and then later found out, like, as a kid, I learned as an adult, a young adult, that Japanese games are just hard. Kid me did not understand why Mega Man X was so fucking hard, because I could beat video games, and like you said, I was lucky to beat 1 or 2 bosses in Mega Man X, because I didn't understand that they're weak to certain boss attacks and stuff. And I also hated that you're committed to that level, and if you leave and come back, bitch, start over. Like, I hated that, because there's still checkpoints in the level, but not if you start over. So you felt like you had to beat the boss, because if you didn't beat the boss, you wasted all your time. And I just hated that feeling as a kid. Anyway, boys,
with that being said, though, I love Mega Man X. That's all I'm gonna add. The series.
I love
as a
the
whole.
Designs a lot. I love the designs, and I like the bosses, like as far as their looks and all that. And the main characters look cool too. I like edgy version of Mega Man and Zero.
Mega Man X4 is like the epitome of video game, in my opinion. That is just like peak video game and peak voice acting.
I also liked X8, which I think is the hated one because it's 3D.
8's great.
And you can walk around.
Love 8. 8's great.
I liked it. I actually beat it. It could be because I'm an adult and I'm actually just better at games, or it could be because 8 is just easy because it's like a new type of like play because it's full movement. But I had an easier time beating 8.
Who did you play? Who did you play?
I don't know.
You had Mega Man 0 and then Axel. I think that's what he's called. 3 characters. What's your?
I assume just the default guy. I don't think I played very much of 0.
Oh, the thing about 8 that's special is you can switch characters while you're playing. So I was like wondering.
Maybe I did both then. Maybe I did both. Because if you can switch on the fly, then I probably just used both. Anyway, I have something to say. So, boys, we are 2.5 hours in.
Indeed.
And we still have not covered any of the main relevant talking points. So I like in Guardians of the Galaxy when they have the huddle up moment and you like talk to the team. I have a huddle up moment here. All right.
Okay.
I think first off, we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna like say what we got and like do our little bathroom break and get a drink or whatever. Then, 2, I advise that we start, and I'll segue into it. So the viewers won't know this. We're not going to keep this little part in. I'm going to segue I'm going to segue into MK12, or even better, honestly, Even better. It is your decision. Honestly, even better, though, Sonic, I advise that you probably cut out most of what we've talked about so far and just make that the next video. And then what we start with now will be the sooner video, just because we got to cover this relevant shit.
Very
while
sadly,
while the
I
stone's high.
agree. I was like thinking, I had the exact same thought. I was like,
Mr. Snips gotta come in and edit.
Yeah, we're gonna like talk about MK12, which funny enough, I think we're only gonna talk about for like 10 minutes because.
There's MK12, there's Street Fighter 6, like there's a lot
you mean
of
the
stuff
state of play
to cover,
other things.
so,
Okay, got what you mean.
Yeah, like there's a lot of relevant shit that we should cover it, because not only is it relevant, but we are like a podcast of fighting game lovers, so we probably should cover that first. And
exactly,
the diehard fans are still going to be here. We've done a good job getting a steady 3,000 to 5,000 views on every video, no matter what we talk about. So we have a steady viewership, at least a little bit. I have a friend who, he wants you to know, I've told you before, he watches every podcast.
So
we have fans of that nature. So they'll watch anything, I feel like. But we might as well talk about the relevant stuff.
To be fair, it is true that when we talk about MK stuff, like that video does get more views. Or when I put that in the thumbnail at least.
So I'm going to stop recording real quick.
Okay, I'm going to use the bathroom and get some water because I really need to.
I am thinking about the continuity of this whole thing though, because if we cut to this, then it'll be like, oh, I debuted this outfit and no one mentions it. And then
I think I'll show that part. I'll cut it eventually.
that
would be very funny.
People's like, yo, new outfit. Then the next week, like 2 weeks later, it's like, haha, new outfit. And everyone's like, what? You had it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm TrueUnderDawg. This is my voice now because I stopped recording. Ha ha pee pee poo poo ha.
Yeah. I like that idea.
If you
pee pee poo poo.
If you want to see our reactions to that costume, tune in next week. Next time, haha.
I like that. All right, I got to go to the bathroom. By the way, I don't mind you guys looking at my shorts because I comboed it with my Hawaiian t-shirt with this like can you even see that?
Nice.
Fish shenanigans going on. So yeah, this is a exclusive time that I don't mind showing my shorts off, babe. That's my legs. All right, BRB.
I just got I just have the Johnny Cage pants on. It's just that like it's got the blue on.
You look so sexy in that snake. I want to fly over there and cuddle in them.
Yeah, in the game former version, it's not there. He doesn't have that in his part.
Stinky poo poo. I'm still not recording. La 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 la
here it is.
la la.
Ivy jump scare. Hey, what's that?
Getting scared of boobies. What are you? Fucking gay?
Oh, nice. Oh, that's his other. Is that Isaac Clarke?
Yeah, from Dead Space 2.
Ah, nice.
The security suit you get like 2 chapters before the end of the game.
The Isaac Clarke jump scare.
You know, the funny thing is when you said the Isaac Clarke jump scare, I thought you were referring to me, because my name is Isaac, so the Isaac jump scare.
But is it?
Yes, that's my name.
You heard it here first.
I don't know if I'm gonna put this in the podcast.
Kitty jump scare. Cleavage jump scare.
Steve Blum jump scare. I'm a baby.
Nice. I love that we're all just huge fucking nerds with collectibles.
I'm inspired by the best.
Fun fact, by the way, you can probably tell, but if not, I have to tell you this. So when you buy like these statues, they have some parts that are glossier than others. Like they paint over it with like a gloss or a resin, right, to make it shiny. Like for example, her gauntlet is like shinier than just her default skin, and so is like her latex, right? However, they made sure to polish up her titties. So her cleavage is shiny, like her boobs are reflective, so you can like see the light bouncing off of it. But the rest of her skin is like not as shiny. Like look at her arm; it's not nearly as reflective as like her tits that just like reflect light.
The importance.
Which I find hilarious because whenever I looked at art, like Rule 34 art and stuff, and they had like the perfect little shines on the boobies, I thought that was just exaggeration. But no, when I walk into my room and there's normal overhead lighting, she has 2 perfect little glowing like sphere shines on each titty. And I'm like, oh, that's accurate. That's just how it reflects off a sphere. I totally forgot about that. And because they're roundish, like that's how light reflects off of a round surface. So that's actually a thing.
Simple geometry.
Indeed, sexy math.
Wait, how do we start this now? If this is the start of the next episode, well, this is also the end of this episode.
I'll segue into it. Yeah.
Thanks for watching part 1, right? Because this will be part 2. So thanks for watching. Wait.
Yeah, thanks for watching part 2.
Yeah.
Because all you've seen here is now part 2, and everything we're going to do right now is going to be part 1.
Yes.
Which means I think we need a new intro.
Let's first do the outro here. Bye guys. Have this lovely flashing light coming
basically,
out.
basically, what we need, guys, is we need you to spread the word about this podcast, get more people to watch this, we can get more views, make more money. Then we can afford to hire an editor so we can have the podcast come out more regularly. So then, if we go over, it's just, that can just be one episode of the next one a week later instead of here's 4 weeks worth of content. We're going to be behind again next time.
What's very funny is I think technically speaking, at least usually, when we start our conversations, it's usually more of a relevant topics. But then, like, say, I don't know if we're going to talk about it or not, but like the Fate and Trigon stuff could be like, it doesn't matter if that's new or not because that thing has been.
Yeah.
So I think usually like what we're saying, I guess what we're saying now should be fine because it's going to be out next week actually. So
I guess then I'll just start us off into like this episode. It'll take place after your intro, and then I'll just start talking. So, all right, fellas.
Okay.
Well, recently I was thinking to myself,